Yeah, I was too. And then I just start, either watching YouTube videos or just messing around with this stuff in my free time. That's all you can do.
Are we live yet?
We are about to. Are we live?
No, I'm asking.
I think we're live. I think I clicked the button. I think we just automatically went live.
Yeah, we're live.
The fuck? Like, okay, so they changed. They must have changed that on me. Cause
What?
when you go live, like they weren't. There was something I messed up with OBS where like they won't ask me for the settings anymore when I go live. Like if I push that button, we go live. There's not like a delay.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, guys. We got a lot of stuff to talk about, but just give me a second. I wanted to try something out.
You're fine. I'm shutting down everything from when I was streaming.
What else, no bunny?
Hello.
Okay, there we go.
Nothing.
Okay, we switching over.
I've been watching.
Let's see what we got here.
I've been watching. Zelda game. That Zelda game lately on YouTube.
Which one? Breath of
Black
the
and
Wild?
Wild. Yes, Black.
Oh,
Black.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hello, chat. Hello, Jay. Hello, Umar. How are you guys doing today?
How is everybody? Okay, we're doing good. We got the whole setup and everything this time around. Good shit. We got a donation ticker. Sam said it would be wise to have that just so you guys know how much you've actually been donating since I've kept track for 2020. So far it is 186. Everybody donating, whether you were a stranger or was that weird guy that kept giving us $2 all the time. Uh, when I added everything up, I added it up by hand manually. It came up to be like 186. So now, I won't have to do that manually. The ticker will always be here for all of our podcasts. So whether it's the PlayStation Legion show setup or it's this other setup right here, this would be more or less like the PlayStation podcast. As you can see, the stuff is a little bit bigger. But I like messing around. I like editing. So I got all of these tools, all these wallpapers, overlays. There's so many things that I want to do, clearly. Eventually I hit a ceiling. And I'm going to have to get a laptop to do more editing. But that'll be eventually. As of right now, I know my limits. So, yeah. Let's see. What's going on, Iron Fist? I see Raph in there. I see J Dog. I see we got Craig in here.
Yo.
Hello, Lay. Hello, Wraith. Hey, Craig.
I think we're all good on this. We're all good.
Craig, what's up, Snow Bunny?
Hello, Biggie.
Our references today, where we get this information, links will be provided if you need them. We're going to get information from N4G. Also, we're going to have Google on standby just in case. Twitter, and of course the Discord. We have two Discords. We have this Discord. This is the one especially made for going live. And then the other one, which is the public PlayStation Legion Discord, where we just, post pictures and news. But before we get started, because Adam's going to break it down a little bit more, he found out about it first. We're going to talk about the importance of exclusives. And I want to start out a different way. I'm going to start out with Snow Bunny. So we know there were two times where there was a game, when it was first shown off, it was said to be a GameCube exclusive. That was Zelda Twilight Princess, or with what was the Breath of the Wild, that was said to be a Wii U exclusive. And then by the time that the next generation of Nintendo consoles came out, it became a cross-platform. Again, Nintendo might have done that, but they don't do that very often, and they don't do it with all games. They understand the importance of a new game on new hardware. There you
Not
go.
only that, it's just like with Breath of the Wild. I don't know about how the GameCube with Twilight Princess with, but when Breath of the Wild, they knew the Wii U was tanking. So instead of just focusing and putting more money into the Wii U, they just literally made Breath of the Wild the swan song. No other first party exclusives ever came out on the Wii U, and they just went straight into their new console. So, like, the anniversary of the Switch and Breath of the Wild, because they came out on the same day, is also the swan song day of the Wii U in Nintendo's eyes. And then you have to think about it. That's one thing. That whole conversation on Twitter that I've been seeing where people are like, well, Xbox is just doing what Nintendo did with Breath of the Wild. No, they're not.
Exactly. I wanted to start out with that because that's not true. Like I said, there was reasons why Nintendo did it, but the reasons why Microsoft is doing it isn't the same way. Basically, they're saying no console left behind, and for 2 years at the max.
Well, it's not even that. It's the fact they're saying that they're not doing any exclusives for 2 years, and then people are like, "Well, Nintendo did the same thing. It's not hurting their sales." No, we had like 6 first-party exclusives the first year of the Switch.
Yeah, that's a lot.
I mean, you got to think we had 1-2 Switch, we had ARMS, we had Splatoon 2. We had Super Mario Odyssey with Xenoblade Chronicles 2. And I want to say there was one more just in 2017 alone.
Hold on, they're at 50 million and they just launched in 17?
Yeah,
yes.
They're at 50 million. Jeez. And as far as we know, the last update we had, and that was from MSNBC, that was, what was it, about like 46 point something? I think it was like 46, which means at that time, it doesn't seem like Xbox moved at all for the holiday season. I mean, they had some compelling deals. There was like some deals where it was like 2 something. I think I might have saw like a 180 Xbox, but it wasn't good enough. The Switch was still selling very well, and it didn't get much of a price cut. It was like $300 with was a Mario Kart 8. But then most of the other basic Switches, they were just $300. PS4 went all the way down to $200. During the Christmas holiday, it went down to $250 with the same exact bundle, and it sold out. So, again, it doesn't really even matter about the price of the console. Let's be 100% honest. It might not even matter about the content for Xbox. It's just their image has been damaged for so long. There might not be anything you can do to repair it.
Correct.
And I think Xbox fans really should understand that. Like, you can damage control. I've been saying it on Twitter. I think you saw it. For the next 10 months until the next gen. But if what is that going to do for you? Well, everybody else is playing games, whether it's the Nintendo crowd, it's the PlayStation crowd, or even the PC crowd, which is going to be playing their games. Like, you got to defend this console that hasn't even came out for 10 months? If you have to do that, if you have to defend the Xbox Series X before it comes out, then it's doing something wrong already.
Yeah, I don't think people... I mean, I've said this before. I just don't think people want the console. It's nothing wrong. It's just they're not the first company to create something that overall hasn't done what they thought. It's underperformed. The Xbox One, the Scorpio, whatever, I thought that would do sales-wise much better. And so did the community. They thought it was going to turn it around. They were saying things like, JayTech, you heard them. Nothing counts. What was that? I'm paraphrasing. Nothing counts. Yeah. Nothing counts now that the Xbox Scorpio or whatever X was coming out. And it didn't do anything.
Also, they expected third-party developers to take advantage of the hardware off the bat. And it's like not a lot of them made their games look better on Xbox. And when they did, the sales reports came out almost immediately after these comparison videos. And it showed that it didn't even matter. Like, you having better graphics didn't make the game sell better. And that's what really matters to the developers.
Yeah, and it also showed that the third party, I didn't mean to interrupt you there, somebody. It also shows that they actually do believe that third party games are more important. than first party. That to me is what it shows. I mean, you're right about the games not looking as well. I mean, you can look at Resident Evil. Here recently, Resident Evil, the Ace Combat game, the Call of Duty game. All those games look and run better on the PlayStation. But their fundamental flaw is that they believe third party content is just more important than first and even second party.
I don't even think it's the company themselves that's having the issue. I think because I've always said this, and I've probably said it on this podcast. I know I've said it on Scram Punks. Mm-hmm. This launch is do or die for Microsoft.
Really?
It was like, think about it like this. It was like that with the Wii U in the years with the Wii U and with the Switch. When the Switch came out, because people were complaining about not enough games, not enough third party. Third party in the first year was kind of hesitant about putting anything on the Switch. But what did Nintendo do coming out the bat? Just as I mentioned, those five exclusives that 1 year alone. Do you realize we get anywhere from 6 to 8 exclusives a year since the Switch launched?
That's a lot.
Yeah. Well, whatever benchmarks they had, third party wise, whatever benchmarks they had, it was okay to be wary.
No. But what I'm saying is with that many first party games coming out, people wanted to get the Switch and get onto the Switch. That's what drove the sales, and that's what drove third party to want to come to the Switch.
Yeah, that's what I meant. The benchmark. Yeah.
Right now, Xbox is they're already screaming third party games is the best thing ever, played best on the X. But the people who buy an X don't only want to play third party games. Most of them have all the consoles. So my thing is, and this is something I brought up on Wednesday, if you're paying $500 or $400 for a console and the only thing you're paying is third party games, if you already got a PlayStation 4, what's the point of buying that X?
Well, that's a good point.
Okay.
I mean, again, I agree.
I mean, what's the point in buying it? Because you can play those same exact games on your PlayStation 4.
Yeah,
okay.
But it's 4K.
And then, so that's where Microsoft, with this whole 2 year, no exclusive left behind or no console left behind. So basically, they're making all cross-gen games for 2 years. Who's gonna buy Who's gonna buy the Series X when they can just play it on their one?
Well, if I can't play Mass Effect back compat on PS4 at higher graphics and settings, I may get one because I know it's going to happen on the Series X. But no, I agree with what you just said. The way you unpacked it, perfect. That was perfect. I mean, what more can be added? I don't know. Well, I know Kid Smooth will. Shout out to him. But I don't know a whole lot of people that are going to go out and buy it unless there's something, like Jay saying, exclusive that's going to be on that platform. Not on PC, not on PlayStation, not eventually coming to the Switch. What's going to be on there that I need this console? Give me that. That's what I get because I'm an impulse buyer.
I think there's some problems also there because this time PlayStation will have a 4K Blu-ray drive. So there's nothing to tout about that. Also, unless both of them come out and talk about their features, you can't say one is going to have better features than the other. Again, you got to end up looking stupid on the internet saying shit like that just to get destroyed later on, but when information really does come out. So I know Xbox fans, I can agree with you guys. You've had some amazing features on your Xbox system since the original Xbox. That's no lie right there. But it wasn't enough. You know, this is a gaming business. This is a gaming industry. Having features is not going to sell a gaming console to gamers. They need games. And how important games are and how important Sony made games this generation, next gen you need games. Or PlayStation gamers won't switch back over to Xbox. I mean, that's what people are trying to educate you guys about. Will PlayStation gamers, ones that were originally on the 360, before that they were on PS2, will they go back to Xbox knowing that they don't have exclusives? The answer is no. You don't expect to drag any former Xbox 360 fans back to Xbox Series X because it's not going to happen if you don't have the games. They got spoiled over
it. They need a couple of new They got 15 studios, man, and I think out of those 15 studios, maybe 3 are great at making AAA games, and they need it bad, man. They need some true new IPs. They can't, we're still going to buy the Forzas and we're going to buy the Gears and stuff like that, but they need new IPs so badly, man. They need it so badly. Go ahead, Snowball.
I was gonna say they don't even games. As long as they do a game that is you can only play there. Look at Yoshi's Crafted World. Would you classify that as a AAA game?
No, but still.
And the only place you could play it though, if you want to play Yoshi's Crafted World, the only place you could play it is Nintendo. So it doesn't matter. You got to have something that wows people to excite people. If you take all 15 of those studios and you just put 15 regular ass games on there, that's not going to excite anybody to come play that.
Well, the problem also, Big Money, is we all addressed after E3 of last year. I think even Snow Bunny might have been here with us. We addressed that just because you got all those studios doesn't mean they're gonna be able to pop games out left and right. It takes time to create a game. You know what I'm saying? When they acquired these studios, don't act like they already had an exclusive set in mind for Xbox before Microsoft made the purchase, because they didn't. You know.
And what's spooky is they acquired all these studios last year. We had a lot of those studios have gone radio dark. You ain't even hearing about them working on a project.
Sad.
You understand what I mean?
No, you're right. They are. Maybe they're just waiting. I mean, I don't know. I mean, they're talking about. I mean, I know we'll get into it later. But I'm really surprised about some of the information. I mean, Jay, did you all see that article I just put into the Discord about what Matt Booty said? And he don't want no back and forth. He don't want no smoke. Pretty much is what he said. So
hold on, let me go get that one. Let me go read that one.
Yeah.
Matt Booty's doing a lot of damage, man. Like, that is something you should not have let the public know.
Okay.
I'm being honest. Like, hey, I don't want nobody to lie to me, but I think that's something you could have just kept to yourself. Hey, my brand new console won't have exclusives for 2 years. That is something you could have kept to yourself. I'm being honest. We would have figured it out, but this is the same shit I've been saying this gen. Look at this, Craig. What have we wanted from Microsoft? The sales numbers, right? But if they give us the sales numbers, what will we know? We know how bad the situation is. They literally came out and let you know the situation's going to be pretty bad at launch. You're not getting shit.
Yeah.
So if you're going to hide the sales numbers, why didn't you just hide this information?
Yeah. No, I don't disagree. But you're right. We would have, what you just said, you unpacked it very nicely there. If he doesn't say anything, eventually we were going to figure it out, because Sony was going to have, even if Sony only has 2 or 3 games, then people are going to be like, okay, well, where are your games? I mean, because the launch of the Xbox One, it did have, Killer Instinct came out and Titanfall came out for, I mean, it was only available there, so this is disappointing. I can't be mad at them because, I'm not buying one. Well, unless Sony messes up, I won't buy one. But at the end of the day, I'm disappointed in them, but I'm glad he did tell the truth. But what you said is correct too. So it's kind of like, well, he's an executive, he's got to tell the truth to disclose. But yeah, let us find out later on.
I think another important thing is, I don't know. I'm just gonna be, I'm just gonna say it. Their third-party contract standing, right? I don't think they're healthy. They had a lot of third-party contracts, and those games didn't do well.
True.
So, and that's from, major contracts, games that are still exclusive to the Xbox. We're talking about ones that have already came over to the PlayStation. Like, I don't see them having so many third-party contracts at launch, because, again, they're not going into next gen with a favorable standing among all developers. Like, PlayStation is. Developers know, hey, let me put my game over there. It's going to sell boatloads. Like, but on Xbox, No.
Yeah.
I
Well,
mean, I think that Final
Madden does
Fantasy
well for
VII
that.
Remake would have been on Xbox day one if they saw the sales numbers from Final Fantasy 15 were very healthy. But they were not healthy. And Kingdom Hearts 3 was not healthy on Xbox. So again, if the Xbox fans are trying to say, hey, we're going to get lucky with third-party contracts again, you might want to slow the fuck down. Because I don't see that shit happening. Like, you got to look at the report card among third-party contracts. It's not about the game review score. It's about how much money the game made. It's about how many of you guys got the game. Titanfall, prime example. It did very well, but then once that shit went to multiplat, you let everybody know your true colors, that you didn't give a fuck about that game at all. You know?
Yeah, those numbers came out. Those numbers, no, you're right. But Madden, I think, Madden's going to do well. I think Microsoft
Madden,
has
Need
that.
for Speed,
and then the
Call of
Star
Duty,
Wars, the Star Wars game, the Fallen, the one that just came out, that did well too as far as marketing. I don't know. I know it probably sold better on the PlayStation.
Yeah.
But I think overall, as far as the way it was marketed, they did, because they had that game going right before the Star Wars movie. I went to go see the movie 2 or 3 times, and that game is always marketed, amongst other things. But yeah,
you know what? I wonder what happened with Sunset Overdrive, because that's a good fucking game. I'm just thinking to myself, like, how can they fail at that game? It made me think how Xbox players do not play games like that. That's a good fucking game. It's a great fucking game. I don't know how that game did not sell.
Exactly, bro. Like, it's coming from a developer that everybody knew, too. Like, everybody knew Insomniac.
Yeah.
Like,
and I couldn't believe that, bro. I don't. You got a super chat, bro.
You say
I can't see I can't read it. I don't see it.
We got Frostbite / 10 euro super chat. He said, "What's up, Jay and the PlayStation Legion? Looking forward to a great stream." Is that the one you talking about, or did he send another one?
Yeah, that's one.
Okay. Yeah, guys, we about to get into it. I'm just sharing a couple more of these links out. Let people know we're live, because YouTube's not fucking doing it. Let me see.
There's a lot of things they haven't been doing lately.
Bro. Like, you notice when you go live anywhere, YouTube stopped letting people know. Like, Streamlabs will let people know, but YouTube won't. Shit.
You know you have a donation?
Another
one?
I
think we read it. Unless another one came
out.
Frostbite /
Oh, yeah, we read that one.
Shout out to Frostbite.
It's all right.
Hey, man, the last couple of months, YouTube has been going crazy, period, man. YouTube
you're right.
has been going crazy, period. I don't know what the fuck is going on with them, but they've been going crazy. We was talking about this the other day with Sick Humor TV. Mm-hmm. The way the numbers go up, like, this shit is crazy. I don't know what the fuck they doing over there, man.
I don't know, man. I mean, they got all this money, but they can't get this shit to work right, man. Like,
yeah.
And also, I would like to say, shout out to the 50-some people watching. Could you guys hit that like button for us, or hit the dislike, whichever one? It lets them know that somebody's
watching.
Up
to 30, because it's 50 of y'all, so you should be able to hit that up about 15 more times.
Yeah. You know, and your Nightbot is, Jay, your Nightbot is nice. Mine isn't like yours. My Nightbot is
I gotta program that motherfucker to tell people to subscribe too. So while y'all here, if you haven't subscribed and you're new, you might want to subscribe. We got news coming out. We're still waiting on Adam to get here, but we are gonna we might as well go around and just talk about this one last time. Do you think they will have any game that's on all 3 platforms, PC, Xbox One, and the new Xbox, that can help the new Xbox? I mean, I know it's a weird question, but it's like, if you can get it on a PC and you could get it on the Xbox One X, you know, like, you know what I'm saying? It's also going to be that fucking price. If the price of the console is like $500, $600 and you already have the Xbox One X, you might be like, I can hold the fuck off. You see what I'm saying? Because you're still getting the games for the next year or 2.
Yeah. I think Halo has a chance. Oh, go ahead,
I was going to say, whatever games they have that's coming out cross-generational, let's say it's somebody who don't have an Xbox One X now, and they see a game that they want. And then when they go into the store, because like I said, I'm a person who, if I see a game I want, I'm going to go into the store and buy the console and buy the game. If they see a game they want, and then they go into the store, you know they're going to have to drop the price of that 1X. Okay? When the Series X launches, they're going to have to drop the price of the 1X. They go into the store and they see the prices of the Series X versus the 1X. Which one do you think they're going to buy?
More likely, the 1X. Yeah. That's a good point as well. I mean, that's a very good point because realistically, what's going to be the huge difference? They both should be able to do at the bare minimum 60 frames. I mean, on 1X and Series X. So that's a very good point. So who knows? Maybe this is a troll to get them to sell more Xbox X's. I don't know. But I think Halo
that is true. Help. That is their strategy, Craig. Their strategy is to make sure people have the 1X because they know it's the more powerful one of this modern generation. And then, hey, maybe that can get people into understanding that more power is good. But again, I think it's way too late for that strategy. If you haven't sold somebody on a 1X already, I don't see you selling more this year. You see what I'm saying?
I agree. Unless the price comes down to the point where, Jenny, the wife, goes in there and says, "Well, I'm not going to get you this one, Bobby. I'll get you this other one that you can still play with your friends. You can still play Fortnite and the Rocket League with all your friends. You just won't be, and it's going to do pretty much the same thing. You put on your headset and you play." But and it's I agree with Money.
The wife you talked about, Bonnie or whatever.
Jenny,
Jane, Gina.
What about the name? You know what still concerns me?
She might be confused going into a store and say, "Hey, my son wants an Xbox." There you go. That's the confusion right there.
They'd be like, what game do you want to play? Oh, I want to play, let's say, Halo. I want to play Halo. Oh, well, you could play it on the 1X or you could play it on the Series X. Let's say the difference in price is $100.
Well, what about that all-digital one? I mean, you can play on that too, can it? They'll just be able to download.
And that was like what? That went down to like $150 during Black Friday.
Yeah,
like JayTech said, they had some hellified bundles there.
We're looking at how many different Xboxes we got. We got the basic,
4.
We got the S, we got the all-digital, and you got the more powerful one. That's 4.
Yeah,
you got the Xbox One X.
That's 4.
Then you got the Xbox One. Then you got the Xbox One Series X. I'm confused. I'm still confused, man. I'm worried about like the kids that's asking for Xboxes, that's telling their mothers to go out and get the Xboxes at Christmas. They don't know the difference, and I guess Microsoft is not worried about that. But if you putting out a new console, what would you prefer that mom to get, the newer Xbox or any Xbox? Because it seems like they don't care as long as they grab one of them. It seems like they don't care.
Well, do you think they'll just drop it? I mean, I'm just gonna call it Series X. That for me is just easier for me to delineate a difference. So, versus the Scorpio edition versus the S edition, which whether people like it or not, I think a lot of those the S, the digital edition of Xbox got returned because people thought they could play 4K.
I remember that. Yep, I remember that.
So they got returned not because they asked the wrong questions. And those kids at Best Buy, and they are kids, they're seasonal help. They don't know the difference either. It just says Xbox, So it's unfortunate, but I just go back to what I said earlier. I just don't think people want it anymore. I'm not saying that to dog the console out. They've made a lot of good advancements. The Xbox One X is extremely quiet. You can't even tell it's on, so it's that quiet. It runs that light, you turn on the Pro, and it does sound like sometimes, to those new series, it sounds like a boat's leaving. I don't know if you...
It's very loud. I know that they got enough money from us selling 100 million PS4s. They got enough money, and they should have know-how to get a new PS5 to not be fucking loud. That's all I'm saying.
Oh no, I think you're right. Well, the Pros that are out now, the new ones, the ones that Digital Foundry did those tests on, and they've confirmed it. Why? But no, I mean overall, it's not like it's a bad console. The concept of that console being the way it is very heavy, but it's a good console. It's just for whatever reason they did not. The games that I wanted, the Scalebound, the Fable, those are gone. It's kind of like, now I got to deal with, shrinking the kids in the backyard and fighting 4K ladybugs or running from them. I mean, no, that's not, that dog ain't going to hunt. Like say in my state, that dog won't hunt. And for me personally, now if somebody else wants it, I'm not going to run it into the ground. I can't do it. That's just me though. Shout out to him for anybody who goes out and buys it. Buy 2 of them. All right, but you don't have to come to my channel getting mad at me because I'm not talking about the console. Yeah. I don't want it. I'm not buying it.
I mean, let's be honest. We're all talking about consoles that are not released. Me personally, from what I've seen, I think there's more people talking after the reveal of the logo for the PS5. More people still talking about Xbox. And not in a good way, but it's still, people are still talking about it more than the PS5. I just hope that Microsoft gets new management. I think that's the key. Get rid of Booty, get rid of Phil Spencer, get rid of Aaron Greenberg, get rid of Major Nelson, get rid of all of them. Bring some new people in. You keep those old heads around, the same old heads that allowed the Xbox One to fail under their watch. I don't think that Xbox One, Xbox, I said it, Xbox One, goddamn, Xbox Series X. It's a fucked up name, bro.
No, guys, I have an easy way to remember this.
It's a horrible name.
The One X. Yeah, we can hear you.
No, I was trying to say something to Craig. Craig, how many X's you bought?
Where you at, J-Lo?
I think I just got rid of my. I had one.
Yeah,
I had 2. I'm sorry, because I gave one away. So 2. I gave one of the firefighter.
Yeah, I was on this dude's show for the past few days, man. Next Gen, Zaire, right?
Yeah. And shout out to Zaire.
Yeah, Zaire, and shout out to him. And I was on there, and I caught him off guard. I said, "Yo, man, y'all want change in Microsoft? Y'all gotta stop buying this shit. Stop buying the motherfucking dog shit console, man." I said,
"Well, again, it's not a dog shit console. It's just that for me, I don't speak for myself as a consumer. It's not the console for me."
Craig, it is because you know what it is. You know why it's a dog shit console? Because niggas are complaining.
Well, that's true.
But if you're complaining, but what
about the people that are not complaining?
Huh?
Not complaining.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good point too. But I agree, there are a lot of people crying. I mean, you're right about that.
If you're crying and complaining 24/7, creating 2-hour podcast.
But is that the entire Xbox side that's doing that though?
Say that again.
Okay, so answer my question real quick, right? Is that the entire Xbox side doing that, or is that just people that you see?
Absolutely. Yes, it is. It is the entire.
How many people that have an Xbox that are not on Twitter?
Right. But I'm talking about the motherfuckers that are on.
Yeah, so you're only seeing a small, tiny portion of the people that are out there. We already know what people we're talking about.
Yeah, they're bitching. I mean, you're all right. They are bitching. Yeah, they are bitching.
I'm not gonna drop names, but they are right. Though, yeah, those are the crybabies that are not even real gamers to begin with.
I mean, but you gotta look. Those are also the same people bitching and crying about the Switch not having features and stuff.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's a catch-22. It's like for the same people who are complaining about like Xbox not having games or Switch not having this or whatnot. It's almost like they're trying. It's almost like they're major fanboys who want everybody else to come to their platform because they want to tout all this great stuff that their console of choice has.
Right.
Well, you gotta look at it that way also. There is a lot of people who have Xboxes who don't complain. My friend actually bought one at Christmas. He bought a Xbox, the digital edition.
Yeah.
Because he just wanted to play digital games.
Mm-hmm.
So there's people who complain about it and there's people who don't complain about it. So we never know about the people who don't complain about it. Like I know a lot of people who are not on Twitter and things who complain about the PlayStation.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so it's always a catch-22. You all can't always say all people, because there is a large portion of people who just don't say anything. Some people just buy shit. Like me personally, I buy shit. If I don't like it, I get rid of it and I move on. It's waste of air for me to complain about it.
And you know what? I don't think it's a problem with the console. I think it's the problem with the Mac.
No, I don't even think that. What I think it is because remember when they did that whole reveal, it was always like they wanted to go toward DRM and wanted to, it's always been rumors that they wanted to get out of the console thing. This was like the generation where they set themselves up for failure. Like they set themselves up to where they could take it back to the investors and say, hey, see, we tried this and it didn't work, not realizing that they were underlining doing things underneath. It's like they always wanted to be nothing but a streaming service.
Yeah, but Snowbunny, you got 106 million PlayStation users out. I mean, people that bought PlayStation. Who's complaining about that as far as playing games? We're playing games. What the fuck they complain about the PlayStation for?
Because they don't like the architecture of it.
That's bullshit.
That's the thing.
That's bullshit.
That's the thing. How the hell is it bullshit? Because I don't even own one. I don't even fucking own one. They didn't put out shit this console season that made me want to go out and buy a PlayStation 4. So just because you think it's the best fucking console in the world, not everybody else shares that console, that release.
Well, 106 million.
106 million may have 100
and then some.
106 million people might have bought it, but China has 2 billion people. So 105 or 106 million people versus the rest of the world or the rest of the gaming consoles are dropping.
Tiny as shit.
We don't know that. We don't know China bought. Send me a link.
Let me cut in here because we can't.
I didn't say China bought people. What I'm saying, buying consoles, I'm saying the population of the world. China has 2 billion people living in their country alone. So 100 million people versus just a population of the world is a small drop in the fucking bucket.
Okay, and 1.5 billion, 1.5, 15 billion games are sold. Okay. Wow. Okay.
1.5.
I mean, they've had a successful generation
in game software sold. So okay, we're talking. Well, Xbox ain't revealing the games, but what I'm saying to you, my point is that you got, and this is why I said, and Jay said don't say it, but I'm saying I'm gonna say it on this one time. This is why I call them X-Facts, because motherfuckers bitching and crying like grown ass 40-year-old men, like women. 40-year-old niggas crying on a podcast saying PlayStation ain't got nothing to do with Xbox. Xbox ain't got nothing to do with PlayStation.
Well, I think the problem is you're taking it seriously. They're just playing, but
that right there is when you start taking gaming a little too.
Yeah, they're not to be taken seriously.
There's a difference. There's a difference. There's some people who are fucking extreme with shit. And you guys know it because there's PlayStation fans that's extreme. We all damn well know there's Nintendo fans where I'm sitting here looking at them like, what the fuck are you just doing? And then there's Sony fans that are extreme too extreme for belief. Okay, you have to start figuring out. Yeah, you're hearing all these people bitching and moaning, but you have to ask yourself, A, how many people? Because some of these people out here be bitching and moaning about Xbox, and they've come in DMs to people I know saying they don't even own a fucking Xbox, but they're just bitching and moaning about it.
Really? That's like saying that the chicken ain't no good and you ain't even had a plate.
Exactly.
It's that train fucking. They see everybody fucking talking all this crap about certain things. They just want to jump on board because they feel.
And they just and some of them even say, "Oh, I just want to be in on the fuckery of it."
Well, I can tell you somebody. Well, let me tell you this: as somebody who knows somebody who does podcasts with those guys you're talking about on that other on what's called show, I've been told that they're just putting on a show. So everybody's just playing their role. Like somebody's role is to do nothing but damage control for Xbox. That's what they're there for. That's why they're there.
Entertainment.
Yeah, it's entertainment. I don't take it.
Whether it's Nintendo, Because guarantee you, when I saw the video of that Nintendo dude hyping up something on Nintendo and was wearing a fucking foil hat and gauntlets made out of aluminum foil. Some of this shit people do is just for entertainment purposes.
What the fuck?
Okay, yes. Okay, I was sitting there like, what the fuck is this bitch on? Okay.
What the fuck is going on? Damn thing,
So some of these people get up here and do this shit for entertainment purposes. A lot of these YouTubers who do live chats and things like that, they all are there for them super chats. And notice, if they do a show, just start paying attention to stuff. On the show and they don't get a whole lot of super chats or whatever, look at their next show. They're going off the chain extreme with shit, knowing that shit's going to send them the money.
Well, that's true.
YouTube game. You know, it's not. I don't want to go into this, but we talked about this before. It is what it is. It's the YouTube game. It's the I don't get mad at nobody's hustle. Hey, get your motherfucking money. I don't get mad at nobody that do that shit at all. Me personally, I wouldn't knock nobody's hustles. Everybody get their money out here how they want to get it.
Yeah.
But my thing is with Microsoft. Microsoft, I don't think it has anything to do with the console. I think it has something to do with Microsoft themselves. They don't know how to manage their studios. They don't know what to get, when to get it, and when to put it out. This is their fourth console, and like I've said this before, they are reinvesting what happened when they first got into the game and then came to 360. What happened to all those studios? Their problems, and their only problem is games.
Yep.
If you buy a TV set, you want to watch television shows. If you buy radio, you want to listen to music. If you buy a gaming console, you want to play video games. That's been their problem for the last 7 to 8 years. Once they fix that, it has nothing to do with the console. I think the console would be fine, even though I buy everything. You know what I'm saying? And I have no reason to buy the next Xbox, but I'm getting it anyway because I buy shit like that. But their only problem is them making games. Once they fix that problem, I don't know for sure, but I think they'll be okay. But it's a little bit too late right now for a lot of people. A lot of people are saying fuck them because they had all the chances in the world. And I think we're getting sick and tired of hearing wait to next E3 and all that shit. Time is running out, man. Time is really running out for Xbox. And I really would hate to see them leave the console space because, you know, 3 heads are better than 2, man. Like they're gonna leave the console space. They're place in a 3-man race, man, and it's crazy. I'm sorry, go ahead, man. I'm sorry.
No, big money. The market will dictate if we need another console in that space. The market will dictate that, and if Microsoft bows out, which I'm hoping they do, fuck them niggas. That's me. Somebody else coming. Sega, Atari brings in a new powerful console. Who knows? But the market will dictate, and the people will dictate. Will let us know if we need another console or not. Nintendo's doing fine. PlayStation is doing fine. It don't matter.
I thought it was gonna be Google, but Google fucked that shit up with they dumb ass. That was some dumb shit that they did.
I never thought it was gonna be Google. I'm just gonna let people know I never at all thought it was gonna be Google. Why? Because we all agreed that we didn't want to go the streaming route. So how the fuck was it gonna be Google when all gamers came together and said we don't want that shit? Majority, let's just say the majority, 80%, 90% of the gamers said we don't want streaming. So like, come on, man.
Hey, I bought one.
Gamers stood up saying that shit. I'm sorry, Federer.
I did it with my fucking wallet. I ignored the fuck out of that shit. We ain't even cover it.
Yeah, a lot of people
Remember when that shit came out and we didn't know it was out and we didn't even cover the launch? Because ain't nobody even know it was out.
Motherfucker was out. That was bad. Yeah, that was bad. But like I say, Mark Zuckerberg, he didn't know what the fuck he was doing. Whoever came up with that idea should be fired, man. They need to be fired. They know they should have came out with a console first and thought about this other shit like 10 years down the road, man.
Well,
or at least have an option to do it.
He's fucking
Google
Facebook.
Google thinks 7 to 10 years down the road. People kept saying that Project Glass failed, but now that we have the augmented reality, everybody's looking like, well, yeah, Google did have augmented reality with Project Glass. They in essence, they sold the technology off to be made better. They're still a proprietary company, but I'm giving Stadia 6 months, because if not, the George Foreman grill would have failed, based on what these idiots are saying. Because it didn't sell well until he put his name on. But that grill was out. It had been out for months and nobody had bought it. So I'm like all electronic devices, I'm giving it 6 months. So, because it's
how many months has it been now? Like 2 or 3?
Like, all you play is Mass Effect.
It's been out for 2 or 3 months.
Yeah. Well, it came out November. So end of November, all of December. It's been out almost 10 weeks. So, I'm not saying that you're wrong. I'm not saying you're wrong. But I'm just saying I'm giving it 6 months. But let's have to wait and see.
Hey, but you know what? I wouldn't be surprised. I'm telling you, don't be surprised, guys, if y'all see some more, because we all know how much money. You got a super chat. Jay.
No, I'm just.
We all know how much money. Okay. We all know how much money gaming is making, man. Don't be surprised if y'all see somebody else put their hat in the ring, man. It's taking notice that gaming is making so much money and so much revenue in so many different streams of making money, bro. Like I'm telling you, I wouldn't be surprised if I know I'm putting a tinfoil hat on, but I wouldn't be surprised if I see people in the future talking about Disney or Apple. Well, Apple's already been mentioned, but people like Disney is buying up everything, man. I would not be surprised if Microsoft don't come out swinging in the next 3-4 years, man, and they fuck up and they decide to get out of the console business. I would not be surprised, man, somebody else coming there real quick.
But that's what Snowbody was saying earlier, that this was kind of a do or die, which I didn't look at it like that, but kind of like the more I think about it, it could be. I hope you're wrong.
As far as consoles are concerned, they're dead. If they don't come out, but keep them making games. Now they might have a couple of studios keep their studios going and they keep making games. But far as consoles, if they don't come out swinging, man, they done.
Look, I'm gonna take Microsoft's side. I know this is weird coming from me, but like Yellow would say if he was here, they got a never-ending wallet. If they want the Xbox to stay on store shelves, they will keep it there. Let's be honest, over the last 3 years, we know it was a complete failure. And look, they kept it on store shelves, and they had to liquidate their games.
They had some success, though, Jay. They had some success. Investors are not going to keep investing their money in something that's not successful.
What I know they have all the money in the world.
They got all the money in the world, Jay, but they're not going to keep investing in something that's not making money.
Look,
why would you do that?
I agree with you. I agree. But over the last 3 years, they should have been into that shit. I'm being honest. They could have started a year early. I'm just being honest.
Because, like what the Switch did.
Yeah, they could have did exactly what the Switch did, because the generation was over a long time ago. They stopped fighting about 3 years ago. Once they announced that they had the Windows Store and the games were going to go to PC, they literally gave up. Nobody in the console industry has ever done that and said, "Hey, we're opening up a store on PC. We're gonna release our games on PC." When you do that shit, that means you gave up. So they could have started a year ahead. All I'm saying is if these motherfuckers still bankrolled the gaming division of Xbox for the last 3 years, when you know they were fucking done, I mean, these motherfuckers look like they about to do it again. I'm like, why? This new, more powerful Xbox is going to cost them a lot more money. And if people don't buy it, that's going to be a dent. It might not be a big dent to Microsoft that has trillions of dollars, but it's still going to be a dent.
But Jay, Microsoft is not in the business to take L's like that. So how the fuck all that R&D is going to...
That's what I'm saying. Why would they even launch a new generation console going in to this generation? You know, people don't really see you favorably. You know, like they're not looking at Microsoft like, hey, they can deliver on gaming again. They can make a comeback. Yeah. No, you did not even look at the PS3 made a comeback at the end of the generation before. They made a comeback. We had a reason to look forward to their next system, right? What is the reason to look forward to the next Xbox? Tell me. Everybody go around in a circle. Tell me, why are you looking forward to the next Xbox? What have they showed you over the last 2-3 years that said, hey, well, if I buy this new Xbox, they're going to do more of this or they're going to do better on this? What have they shown you?
Of 12, the rumor of 12 T-flops.
That's it?
Fuck that rumor, dude.
No, I tell you what it is, Jay. I'll be honest with you. I'll give it 100% with you. They simply just want, they're Microsoft fanboys. They're not more in the Xbox camp. They started gaming. I mean, I started playing video games.
J-Dub said the same.
Yeah, they simply just do not want the Xbox to go away. I mean, all their friends and their fake friends and that they call in to B2 and get one-man army with, they're all on Xbox. So they don't want that to go anywhere. And again, if these guys get shot and need a lung transplant, these people aren't going to line up to give them their lung. They're like, man, oh, sorry, that's your friend. But they don't separate the two. They don't understand that. So they just started. A lot of them just started gaming with the Xbox, and so they've always had the online. They've always had the same people that they've gamed with. They don't want it to go anywhere. And that's it. But you're right as far as what are they going to do? Because these Negroes have been talking about hardware since 2012, 2013. They've been talking hardware since then. They're not talking about games. They're bitching about what they don't have. Oh, our games are 720p. That's why nobody bought them. What does that have to do with you going to buy something? It's because it's in 720p. Oh, well, the media ripped it. So now you're using another man's standard and not your own. That's why I call them a bunch of blue pill simps, because they're not man enough to just stand up on go get what they want, and that's it. I don't care if you have to donate plasma. If you want an Xbox, go get one. You don't have to get online and justify what you bought. You don't. But they're blue pill. So, and I have spoken.
Mandalorian.
But question is, though, have you spoken the truth, though, Greg?
Look,
we'll find out.
Fatal, I did not see you come in here. I didn't even know you were coming. But you're a resident Xbox guy. You can help us out. Like, is there anything you can say that you would think that maybe Microsoft should take into consideration and do next generation? Like, okay, let's be honest. If they did start a year ahead, right, they still would have been in the same predicament. They wouldn't have had native exclusives for the new hardware, right? But see, I told people and I told you, buying all these studios doesn't mean they're going to be able to pop games out when the new generation starts. It's going to take a year or two to get those games out. And I think that's the situation we're in right now. It's like, look, I was happy that they started somewhere. You have to start somewhere. You have to understand the importance of having studios, because you can't rely on third-party contracts, because once gamers are smart enough to understand, these contracts range from 6 months, 9 months, 12 months, or over a year. Other than that, it's going to be on somebody else's platform, and if you have the games like PlayStation, gamers might not really care. They might say, hey, well, I'm okay waiting. I still have games to play, and by the time this game contract ends and it comes over to PlayStation, I'll play it. But I don't think that they can rely on third-party contracts, and with the studios they acquired, it just doesn't seem like, obviously they're not ready. So what can they do differently going forward?
You want my honest opinion on it?
Yeah.
Objectively fucking shit.
Damn it. Explain. Explain a little bit.
Just explain my reasonings right now. They can't do nothing, dude.
Yeah.
They can't do nothing.
I just think that they could have. They got the money. We know this, Fatal. We know they got all the money in the world. They could have started acquiring studios the first fucking year of the gen, and they would have been set for the rest of the gen.
They could have acquired more studios way back when the OG Xbox first came around. Aside from just rare themselves, man. But they didn't.
It's just a lazy thing.
They relied on what you just said. They relied on third-party exclusive deals, and that's what got them through the whole entire generation of last gen as well. Mm-hmm. Despite the Halos and the whole entire Holy Trinity that we all know and love to come to bash nowadays. But at the end but nowadays with new management, dude, man, there's nothing they can do. They know how badly they fucked up. They fucked up right from the very offset of this generation alone, and they kept that shit going.
You know what? People are. I think y'all keep forgetting, man, that Xbox gaming is not at the forefront of what Microsoft was trying to do with the Xbox, man. Gaming wasn't at the forefront. They wanted that shit on the back end. They just wanted to get into your living room and hit your ass with a lot of motherfucking services and a lot of bullshit, man. Gaming wasn't on there, man. That was just a way to get their foot in the door because they realized that Sony was about to take over the living room, man. They did not want that to happen. That shit, it was never thought. Maybe now it's a little bit apart. Maybe they saying, well, fuck, we should have did this a long time ago. That's why I'm thinking, like, God damn, why the fuck it took them 4 consoles for them to start getting all these motherfucking studios? What the fuck happened? And, gaming wasn't at the forefront for Microsoft, man. They wanted to get in the door, and they wanted to give you a whole different. Gaming was the last thing they was trying to do. Really, what they was trying to do, but they used gaming
this generation. Yes.
Yeah, but now it might be a little different now because gaming, like I said, 20 years ago, if you would have walked to anybody on Wall Street talking about gaming, they would have laughed you out of their office. Now that shit they talk about that shit in the Wall Street Journal. Like, this shit is just huge now. Somebody made a big mistake 20 years ago on Wall Street. They always, and I know we don't supposed to be talking about toys, about this toy, and I want to get that started again, but
get it started, Big Money. I want to know.
Hey, that's a motherfucking toy.
That was pretty funny.
I've never paid for a $600 toy in my life. Toy. Never. Might as well call. Yeah, you can go.
Yeah, man, they thought this shit was gonna stay a toy. The shit was a toy when we were younger. It's not a toy anymore. It's a part of everyday life. Gaming is a part of everyday life now, and that's a fact. And it's so
I kind of wish
I don't know, man.
Not as big as it did, to be honest. I really wish that it didn't, because if it didn't, we wouldn't see what we're having today.
Problems with the companies. The companies are the stuff. I just think there's a group that's based on all indicators, they're very unhappy with something. And instead of them just saying, I'm not happy with this product, I'm moving on, like Snow Bunny was saying earlier, just move on. They are blaming the other company for making the company that they like change. That's what it looks like outside looking in. I mean, every time Microsoft does something, all I hear is Sony's going to have to do the same thing.
There we go. I'm like it, bro. Craig is smart. Craig is smart, bro. You was a smart motherfucker, bro. We've started hearing this last fucking year.
Yeah.
Remember when they actually might have been the year before.
The main culprit.
What's up, Yellow?
The main culprit, that shit, man.
Fucking Yellow in here. Yeah, but that was the thing. Like, hey, the game's gonna go to PC. Remember, like this with Horizon Zero Dawn, Sony's gonna magically put all their games on PC. That was the thing. It's like, bro, well, if you're saying that and you're saying it in such a way, in such a tone that you know that's bad, then what does that mean for you? When all your games are already currently on PC, so you're saying that Sony's gonna do that, and that's bad for the PlayStation brand. But it's okay for Microsoft to do it, and it's good for the Xbox brand? Like, that shit does not... I just don't understand their fucking logic sometimes.
Well, they don't like it. No. They don't like Xbox games going to PC. They don't want them to.
No.
But the way they soothe it is, well, Sony will have to do the same thing. Not understanding that... I mean, even though Jim Ryan came out, the CEO came out. Yeah, I know that. But they don't understand that. They don't process information like that. They just don't.
Hold on for me. I'm sorry, y'all. Hold on for me. What? For real, Yellow? Bro, I'm gonna holler at you then after this. I'm sorry, y'all. Go ahead. My man Yellow just said something about his pops.
Oh, I'm sorry, Yellow. I just saw it in chat too. Hugs. I was gonna say it doesn't even go down to they said PlayStation has to do it, because I noticed this with Nintendo, with everybody talking about how Xbox is doing what the Breath of the Wild did with making a cross-gen game. They're not saying it to, figure out what's going on. They're saying it to make their narrative feel better for themselves.
Facts.
That's
but what is their narrative? But what is the narrative?
The narrative is, it's okay, we don't like this going to Xbox, so we're going to say that PlayStation's doing it so that we're all in the same boat. People are looking at Xbox saying Xbox is not putting first-party games on their systems for 1 to 2 years. Oh, well, Nintendo did the same thing with Breath of the Wild, so why are you talking about it?
Well, but so you don't think they like it either? How they
they don't like it either.
Okay.
But they're saying it so that they can make themselves feel better about the situation.
Yeah, and these are grown men. See, these are men. Men don't think like this. That's all I'm saying. That's why they're not men. That's what I mean. There's a certain group of people that get together weekly and bitch and moan, and men don't.
So, in other words, Craig, you're saying that they're children just in a grown man's body.
Well, yeah. I mean, you can say whatever.
If you're actually saying that, I 100% agree.
They're not men because again, if you don't like something, you don't have to support it. And that's what I don't understand. If you don't like it, just don't support it. I don't.
But Craig, I blame y'all. I blame you. I blame Big Money.
Blame me.
I blame Fatal. I blame.
It's my fault.
Wait a minute. Who's all he blaming here?
He blaming everybody that got an Xbox.
He blamed Fatal. He blamed. I don't know how I got in this.
How is it my fault?
He basically saying if you got an Xbox,
you know what he's talking about? Hey guys, you know what he's talking about? He's talking about the type of stuff that I'm gonna do. That I'm gonna like. I have no reason to buy the next Xbox, but I'm gonna buy it. I think he's talking about stuff like that. As far as I'm concerned, I don't know about y'all, but
yeah. Because y'all pushing this agenda and all this shit that's going on now. And then when me and J Dubs cornered Z, when me and J Dubs cornered Z about the same shit we just talking about now, he was speechless. He was like, "Oh well, because the controller, I got big hands." Yo, listen, man. PlayStation got a controller that's just like the Xbox now.
You got third-party controls. That's not a good enough.
So hold on. What agenda? What agenda is being pushed here? I'm a little
as far as an agenda, Jay, I think you got some points right, but as far as an agenda, we're not pushing an agenda. Maybe you should say
I'm not saying, no. I'm not saying Big Money. I'm not saying y'all pushing the agenda. What I'm saying is that if y'all want better, stop. Because if Sony's doing this shit, I'm not buying this shit. I'm not buying this shit. I'm gonna be a retro gamer. Fuck it. I'll just go back to the old catalog. I'm not buying this shit. But y'all motherfuckers buying this shit, and the console's dog shit. It's dog
this is
shit.
What Jay is saying. You're right. All these people are rushing out day one.
What's the agenda again?
No, what he's saying is people are going to rush out day one and buy this shit instead of
buy that shit day one.
No, but he's talking about in general, everybody who will. Okay, so rush out and buy this shit day one instead of waiting to see what Microsoft is going to do for them. Like me, I don't buy consoles day one because I want to know 6 months to a year in any glitches going on or what games are coming out.
Yeah, I always wait like at least 3 years in before I fucking make my decision.
But some people have blind fucking faith and buy that shit day one. Exactly. And you don't even know what the hell's going on.
I don't think it's blind faith. The reason I'm getting it, a lot of people, I've seen a lot of people that does this, kind of like me, people that buy everything. I buy everything that's like real tech, especially consoles. Every console that comes out, I try to get regardless of how bad or how good it did in the previous generation. So it's not that he might be, and you know what, I'm going to get this to J-Love. J-Love might be absolutely right about people like me going out and buying stuff that warrants no reason to buy it. That is a problem. It is a problem. But the thing is, people like me that like to buy stuff like that just to be buying it, man. First, some people that does that stuff, a lot of times you have to understand, a lot of us got kids. I have a child that play all types of games, so it's many facts and forms of why people still go. Yeah, thanks. It's many facts and forms of why people still go buy stuff, J Love, that don't warrant it. Like you'll have a mom out there that just will go buy that for their son. Their son probably don't even want that for Christmas. I've seen my girl that bought my shit, son. My son never ever talked about. So it's many forms and factors of why people still go buy that stuff. It just don't have nothing to do with how good or bad that console did. Like, but I'm gonna keep it. I'm still. It's still not gonna change my mind about me buying it. I'm still buying it. If it even, I don't care how bad it did. I'm still gonna buy it because I love buying consoles like that. I'm a techie guy. I love buying all consoles when they come out. I'm sorry, Fatal. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna ask Jay Love a question. Let me ask you a question there, buddy. Fucking, did you buy the Game Boy when it first came around?
No, I never owned the Game Boy.
It's questionable.
Well, J Love, you lost me. You lost me when you said people were talking about their hands are too big. I mean, that's what I'm saying. I mean, that's we got a problem here. I mean, you know what? I want everybody to go donate to my PayPal so I can get this 700 XT because my hands are too big. You know,
look, all I'm gonna say, I'm gonna put this out there. This is coming from me. This is not coming from J Love or anybody.
Fuck you, Sick.
What do you say?
Oh, Sick, yo. Sick, you're bad. You're wrong for that,
That's
bro.
fucked up, bro.
Jesus Christ.
That's fucked up, Sick.
God damn, Sick.
I would never disrespect my kids like that. Fuck you, Sick. That motherfucker. JayTech, I'm sorry, man.
No, I was saying I'm not dealing with these excuses anymore. I mean, they're gone. Crossplay is here. Don't act like, oh, I need an Xbox to play with my friends. You got crossplay. Y'all was crying for that. You was bragging about Sony not having crossplay, and then crossplay is there. So you got crossplay with your famous games, Call of Duty, Need for Speed probably gotta have that shit. Fucking sports games.
Minecraft.
So long story short, there's really, big money. You can do what you do. I understand that, but the excuse that other people might use, like let's say next gen, saying, hey, he plays shooters and he needs a controller. There's shooters over here, the same exact shooters.
Same shit.
Same exact shooters. You need a custom-made controller? Well, you can order a custom-made controller. It can be shaped just like an Xbox controller. It can have the same button configurations. It's just a weak argument. If you want to go buy Xbox, just say it. Just say, I want to buy Xbox. Don't make an excuse why you should be buying one.
I didn't know you could
bring this up.
Stuff like that.
Hold on, man. We got a super chat.
Y'all. It's a super chat. I mean, if you want to hit it out.
Nintendo messed up for a long time. That's why half of their consoles failed in sales. Xbox needs to be treated the same way and held accountable.
I didn't think all this.
That's
Nintendo consoles.
Andrew, shout out to my boy Andrew Wilkins for the
$5
super chat. Shout out. Everybody hit that like button. Much love to y'all.
Shadow Spy, fuck you, Shadow Spy, fuck you, nigga.
Okay. But that also. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, you guys know that Daniel Ahmad guy on Twitter, right? That analyst dude.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, have you guys seen his recent tweets when he actually came out and spoke about what's his name was talking about? Matt Booty was in conjunction to what he was saying.
About he didn't want no smoke.
No. He actually added to it, just to make. Yeah,
but Matt Booty's whole thing was he didn't want no smoke place there.
Fuck anybody that has the word booty at the end of their name, fuck off. But the thing of it is, this is a rather interesting thing that I want to read out to you guys because it actually adds more context to what Microsoft's plans are for next generation and a more clear focus. But there's one thing in particular that actually fucking kind of drew my attention as to unreal shit. But anyways, let me just read this real quick. This Microsoft's goal is to grow the number of players in its gaming ecosystem with multiple entry points, a large library of content, and a range of connected services. Xbox is more than a box in 2020. The first aim is to remove barriers to entry into the console and the hardware space. In previous gens, your choice was to buy a console at set price and games at set price. Next gen, you'll be able to play your Xbox games on last gen consoles, next gen console low end, next gen console high end, PC, and mobile. Then he goes on to say too as well. The second aim is to remove barriers to entry in the software and service space. Goes on talking about Game Pass, play anywhere in xCloud. Then the last part, excuse me, the Series X is just one of the multiple entry points into the Xbox ecosystem. It's for core console players. Microsoft doesn't care where you play. They care about making games, Game Pass, play anywhere, and xCloud attractive enough that you can enjoy the ecosystem via the device of your choice.
Well, the device. What if the device of my choice is not an Xbox?
Then you get to they're making it so you can play on that device of choice.
So I could go to a Switch and or a PlayStation.
That's I think they're probably, I've been saying that in a while because Nintendo and Microsoft have been too friendly. We've been speculating that they're going to put Game Pass somewhere.
Yeah, well, I think it'll be on PlayStation by 23, 24. But I'm just trying to understand the way I'm interpreting what was just read into the record is, I mean, this is what they said at the beginning when they were talking about that stuff a few years ago. But the way I've interpreted it is that, yeah, they're going to offer Game Pass or something like that on every device. Maybe not and call it something different. Maybe not have all the games, because I know PC Game Pass has more games than Xbox Game Pass. But at the end of the day, my entire thing has been the Game Pass. They got no choice. And if they want to stay viable with the way they're moving, Game Pass has to be offered to PlayStation. There's 100 million consoles, give or take, more, according to Jim Ryan, out there without Game Pass. If you don't think they don't want that money, you're crazy.
Hey man, we got almost close up to 76 people up here, man. Hit that like button, y'all. Come on now.
Please hit the like
We
button.
don't got Adam in here.
Lazy,
We don't
y'all.
got Adam in here, but hopefully he gets in here again. We got.
Oh, man, where the fuck is Adam at?
You know, hold on.
What up, Adam? Hey, how you doing, man?
Hi, Adam.
What up, Adam?
Adam.
Yeah, I
Core.
just had to do some things.
God
Hello.
damn, you fucking came in. I was about to fucking break down the news. Okay, you can break it down.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, do you not like when people come in, man? You hear that didder, like, sort
Yeah,
of.
I did hear it.
Look at
Yeah, I heard it.
Like, that ring, motherfucker just came in.
Adam, we're talking about JayTechTV. He hear dudda every time he open his fucking mouth. So man, you gonna have to pronounce it.
Okay. Cut it out
No,
now.
but I want to just make one quick point. Remember when we were talking earlier, J Love, about how everybody's complaining and everything? If they were that dissatisfied with Xbox, they wouldn't be buying it next gen.
No, let me tell you something, Snow Bunny. Let me say this to you, and this is what me and J Dub was on Next Gen's show was. These dudes love Xbox more than they love their wife.
Their hands, it sounds like.
Yeah, these dudes love Xbox.
I
more
mean,
than they
and
love
that's what I'm
anything else.
saying. They're up here bitching and moaning and
humor in
complaining and everything. But if they were that dissatisfied with it, they wouldn't be buying it.
Yeah, well, they got no choice. They got no choice because they loyalists. These dudes are loyalists.
They're making money. You got to understand, they're making money by saying this. Trust me. I mean, dude, it's all about the dollar bill.
Hey, can I ask y'all a question real quick? I ain't got a lot of time because I'm on my way to work. So I ain't really got a lot of time. First of all, I don't know. I might be breaking up because I got a bad connection. I do apologize in advance. Jay, what the hell is configurements? That's first and foremost. I don't know what the fuck that means. I get it. You were saying configurations, but it's all good, right? Second, Snow Bunny, I don't know what the hell you're talking about with the 2 billion people in China. Not all 2 billion people in China are gamers. That's number one.
But what I was saying was versus the population of the world. We don't know how many of them are gamers, but versus the population of the world, if you look at 100 million, that's a drop in the bucket. Okay.
Yeah, but in the gaming space,
we don't know how many people are in the gaming space. Look at it this way. Mobile gaming, you have a lot more people who play mobile gaming. Are you not going to classify them as gamers?
Forget mobile gaming, right? In the console gaming space, which we know is about somewhere around 240 million people. That 106 million is very significant. This is going off of data that we already have. from previous generations. This ain't got nothing to do with the world of gamers, because you're never going to touch the world of gamers. There's people who only play mobile, like you said. There's people in China who go to cafes to play on PCs. That's all the fuck they do. I mean, they die playing on PC, literally.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just literally sitting there playing League of Legends and fucking dying. Now, it was something else, because that really wasn't what I came in here for. It was the last thing that y'all was just talking about. That really sparked my interest. What was it? About
Xbox?
No, about people buying the Xbox for no reason or something.
Okay. Yeah. So here's the reason why I came in, right? I'm about to stop the Wendy's, so if y'all hear the lady at the thing, y'all don't get confused.
You got a Baconator, bro?
No, I'm getting a chicken parmesan salad. Yeah, I don't eat red meat, bro. But
my bad.
Y'all falling for the bullshit, dog. Y'all falling for the bullshit, because I hear what y'all saying, and y'all made some fantastic points about them not caring about the barrier. I mean, about getting rid of the barrier entry and all of that good shit. But that's not literally what's actually happening right now, because 2 years down the line, there's going to be games that are not available everywhere. So that kind of throws your theory completely out the window.
Yeah.
Hi, how are you doing? Can I get a full Parmesan Caesar salad?
That motherfucker ordering food on the podcast. This is the first.
Hey,
order me some, bro. Order me some,
I would
man.
rather see somebody ordering food on the podcast than toilet flushing again, okay?
That was a mistake, nobody. God damn it. Don't put
Or knowing Fatal has been known to fart, and you can hear it on his podcast.
I wouldn't do it on this show.
Bunny, damn.
And a medium tropical berry lemonade.
Damn, Bunny, you gotta do me like that, Bunny.
No.
Hey, you got 80 people up in here, man. Hit that like button.
The like button. Yeah, like my man, Big Mike.
Hey, check this out, man. We, I don't know if this is our highest. I don't know if we got higher than 80, but hey, man, I would like to thank y'all, everybody on this panel, and all the people that came. If you want some food, Sick gonna order it for you. Put in your order in the text and Sick gonna get it for you. Thanks, man. We love y'all to death, man. Y'all making this channel really grow every day, man, and we really appreciate that. I think Adam was finna get into something, or Jay, you was finna get into something.
Whenever
Adam needs to get into it, and then we can talk about some of this other shit. Adam, you gotta break down that PS5 reveal rumor shit.
Yo, Sick there for the same
sure, whenever you're ready to do it.
Sick about to order food, man.
Wait a minute, he's making a point.
Yeah, he was making a point. The nigga Sick there finished.
Wait. Can y'all hear me? My bad. I tried to put myself on mute. I apologize if I didn't. But okay, so that's all bullshit. And the reason why that's bullshit is because they're leaving everybody behind in 2 years, which leads me to believe they just simply don't have games ready. So they're running with this we are, consumer friendly narrative. I mean, and this is something that we've seen in multiple scenarios. So if it is true that they just want everybody to be able to play everything, right, everywhere, play anywhere, all of the different things that they have available, Game Pass and all that crap, right? Then why are they going to stop supporting the system 2 years in? Because at that point, they're going to be making
might actually alleviate that problem 2 years in.
No, but they're going to be okay. So now you're assuming everybody has a good enough internet connection to run xCloud to have a good gaming experience.
I don't support the streaming stuff. You know that, Zach.
But I'm saying, even if they did do that, it's not going to be the same experience as somebody playing natively on the system.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So it's again, you're going to have access to it, but it's not going to be the ideal situation.
Nope.
And also, if you really care about everybody, excuse me.
We got a super chat. He says, F what they care about. They also don't care about blacks.
Can I get 2 more of these?
Oh, fuck. It's Andrew Wilkins. He said they also don't care about blacks.
Thank you.
That's why Gates admittedly killed blacks with flu shots and Microsoft allegedly dumped electronics underground in Africa.
God damn you, buddy.
Harming
Nah,
the
you know,
environment.
I'm gonna tell y'all something that's crazy, right?
Fuck.
I'm gonna tell y'all something that sounds crazy, right? That whole narrative that he just pushed sounds crazy as fuck, right? But there's actually evidence of that if you actually go and search.
Hey,
Yeah, Microsoft
I ain't gonna say you wrong. It's just he's funny as shit.
I think Sick is right, man. I think Andrew. Yeah, I think I remember
Andrew
some
Wilkins.
shit like I'm reading that, man.
Yeah, they said that the shot.
The thing is, you know, when things sound too far fetched, we like to laugh it off and play like it can't be true. But come on, bro, there's evidence of that shit. Like
reality is more scarier than fiction.
It is. So I guess that was really my only point. I'm gonna go back to being in the chat because again, I'm driving, so I'm pretty sure y'all hearing all the wind and my AC and all of this shit. So, yeah. Thank you guys.
No
Peace
problem,
out.
man.
See you sick.
Anybody?
Okay, Adam, you up? You can break down this all
I'm
that
back
has
myself.
to be done with the reveal before MBG makes a video about it.
Well, let's just start that, man. Let's start that, man, because obviously last night,
Yeah, tell them the story.
So, alright, so basically, I came into the party chat with Sam and Jay, man. We're jamming, George talking, I thought, because I haven't been, like, in the party chats like that and the Sunday shows for a bit of time, I'll pop in from time to time, but this past week, I have been basically looking into loads of different aspects, such as Reddit, NeoGAF, every aspect that I can possibly look into, because I've been looking at past E3s from Xbox and PlayStation, and how the run-up to these consoles being revealed, how they can go down. Now, obviously, there are, like, over the course of, like, the past few weeks, there have been loads of publications kind of nodding at the fact that, they're making set games, coming from, different sources. In which one of the main concrete ones was Ubisoft with Assassin's Creed Kingdom, or Ragnarok as it's been called. And, I think it was, what was it? It was Thursday night, I think it was. I randomly caught wind of basically, how there's going to be a reveal then in the first 2 weeks of February, right? And obviously, my tweet yesterday, I put out yesterday was basically rumored major publications like EA, Ubisoft, Square Enix, because I have seen stuff about Square Enix, and we have also they have mentioned about PS5 games in the past, as well as EA, EA Activision with the new Crash Bandicoot game, which was presumably going to be announced at the Game Awards, but never did. And obviously, I could see that happening more than like a Battlefield game with EA this year, because I think Battlefield is not being made this year. I think they are taking a gap for the following year. I don't know if that's true, but I'm pretty sure they're taking a gap. But anyway, I put out this tweet. Yeah, exactly. So I put out this tweet yesterday, and obviously Jay helped me out. He retweeted it, and I've got some major fucking traction on that tweet. I was like, damn, I'm still getting people liking it, retweeting it, all that bits and bobs. And basically, MBG, somebody obviously added MBG, right? And obviously, I found it funny that, because me and Jay were laughing about it, we're joking about it. And then MBG came to me and asked me about, if it's like... First of all, he asked me if I worked for Kind of Funny, because I had hashtag Kind of Funny on my thing. No, I do not work for Kind of Funny. But yeah, me and Jay found it funny that that guy would jump on that news quick. Because as we all know, that guy
told Adam that, bro, if I fucking retweet this shit... I said if I retweet this shit, bro, and I want to help my boy Adam out, because this dude knows a lot of shit. Adam is underrated, so I'm gonna drop his Twitter link in the comment section a couple times. But y'all gotta go follow this dude. He's at 92 followers. Hook him up. I told Adam, bro, if I do this shit, bro, there's a chance somebody might see it, and MBG will jump on the story.
Yeah,
I think when I said it, it maybe took less than 5 minutes for you to say, bro, somebody just tweeted MBG.
Yeah, it did.
Wow.
And it was crazy how fast it was, bro. This guy gets news out fast. If you want to know why his supporters or whoever likes him, they make sure that they tweet him any news, so he covers it before anybody else.
Oh, I thought he covered
crazy.
it.
That was crazy quick.
That too, Sam.
Okay.
I don't know if he works. I think YouTube might be his job. But he's very fast when it comes to gaming news.
Yeah,
so finish your story, bro, because this shit's funny.
Yeah, well, that's pretty much it, man, Jay. Like, that's what happened, didn't it? And then afterwards, no, he went. Like, I did say to him, if you're gonna make a video about this, put my handle in your video. Which obviously I know that ain't gonna be the case, man. We all know it's not gonna be the case, but what it is what it is. But anyway, obviously since yesterday, like I've been putting out a tweet, we've obviously now seen more and more people like look into this, right? I saw Tidix today. Yesterday actually. Mentioned about I mentioned about what was it, February 5th, which again the date that I heard was February 12th. Now I didn't really want to hunker down on a specific date, but based on what happened in 2013, press and media got the invites to the 2013 reveal event roughly around, I think it was like the second to third week of January. So they had roughly around a month to prep themselves to go to New York at the PlayStation Center to, watch this thing. And obviously, PlayStation normally hooked them up with, travel and stuff like that, or, what they got, what they need. But yeah, like ever since this Thursday just passed, it's become more and more reliable that like this is going to happen. I'm not saying 100%, but I would say roughly around like 70 to 80% of this is going to be true. Like,
so please take this with a grain of salt, people. Don't go running away with it.
Not another grain of salt. No, there's no more salt left. I mean,
a grain of salt.
That's what because like I today, right? Somebody,
if it does happen, you know what, Adam? If it does happen, people remember who came out with it, because I do fear that people will steal this story from you. If it does happen, people out there will steal this. They will try to say they came up with it.
I mean, I understand that. Like, the main thing is, the main reason why I put this out, right, was because like I don't know.
Adam, Salty. I understand that. I understand we've been hearing about this for months, but for somebody to come out and say within a week or two, that's kind of narrowing it down, man. That's kind of narrowing it down. And that came out if MDG or somebody else would have came out that, many other people would have came out that, man. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying.
We're not like them, Salty Gamer. You want to hop in here, I can give you an invite, but we're not like them. Nobody's saying we have sources. He just looked at the information.
Yeah.
He has no source. We're not one of those people. We don't claim to have sources when we really don't have sources.
We just want the credit going to the right person. That's all. That's all it is. Exactly. I know people just talking about it.
If you're going to cover this new alteration of this information that he just got, you got to give him a little credit, because it was narrowed down with the leak of Assassin's Creed. So again, it's not the same exact story. And
that's the thing is, right, when it comes to this is the funny thing. When Assassin's Creed games do like, they like I gotta say, man, when Assassin's Creed games do come out or are coming out in the year of whatever, they're always the games that get leaked, always, but then they also tend to uncover more than what they should do. And based on hardware, right, being the factor this year, it's funny. I just find it in some sense poetic that it's them to be like, yeah, we are. I mean, they're the ones that are very vocal. Like, that's the one that I've heard mostly about. Obviously, like I said, Square Enix, very vague on the aspects with, Final Fantasy and a couple other things like Babylon, as well as, like I said, Crash Bandicoot with, Activision being a thing. But yeah, like, the main thing is, Big Man, is that, like, I don't mind putting out these sort of things. I don't put out these sort of things on Twitter because, like, I don't want to be like, I don't. If it's a big percentage, like a big enough percentage for me to be like, okay, I'm fucking confident in this, then I'll put it out. But if it isn't, I just don't. I don't bother. And I got a reply from someone last night, basically saying that I'm regurgitating something that has been told through, like, that someone's told me, and I have not refuted that in any way. Like, I've heard it from someone, which, yes, is being regurgitated, and it's a confident source. So, And this guy ended up blocking me because I posted a tweet about PlayStation having a reveal event, and his name was, what is it? Ironclaw Gaming or Ironclad? I don't know. I think it's Ironclaw Gaming. I think it was. And I don't know why he blocked me. That's my first part. That's the first one that's actually blocked me on Twitter, and it was because of me posting something about PlayStation, which obviously, you know, he doesn't like. He's an Xbox fan because he had an Xbox X series on his name. It's kind of hypocritical in a way that, you know, this guy just doesn't like it.
Basically, he's like, he hopes it's not real because he still wants to go.
Yeah, exactly. That's the reason why I put this. This is the reason why I put it out, because if it is right and it is true, I cannot wait to prove those sort of people wrong. That's my point. And then the main reason is that everyone wins, right? We do get the reveal event. We do look forward to whenever it may be, and we get the information that, you know, we've been getting hit by with Xbox fans saying that it's going to be a less powerful console, it's going to be X, Y, and Z. When this news drops, it will no longer, it will no longer be a rumor. It will no longer be some like phantom. It will be an actual fucking thing. Which, again, like I said this to you, Jay, man, like Xbox fans, I don't know what it is with them, but like they are clinging on to all these little bits of information, and then when information does not go their way, they are quick to try to backpedal it, like with the no exclusives in the first 2 years, the aspects of like, I don't know, PlayStation not being at E3 this year, they're trying to put that on something. Like, oh, it's probably because they spent too much money on that concept car. It's like, no, because I've said this numerous times, right? When they say they're not going to be at E3, that means they're not going to be at the convention center. Doesn't necessarily mean that they're not going to be around E3, because that's what E3 is. It's the convention center. But the show floor, which costs millions and millions and millions of dollars for them to pay to be a part of. So would you rather spend millions, like tens of millions, right? I'll say like over 10 million to be a part of that show floor? Or would you rather hire out your own place for less money, have your own thing going for yourself, like Xbox have been doing for the past few years, which has saved them money, and just be on the outskirts of it? Because I know what I'll do.
Adam,
like, come on.
But Adam, is that a rumor or that's facts? That they're not going to be at CES?
No, that's still a rumor.
Because Jay, you supposed to be going this year, right?
Oh yeah, we're going to E3. Look, like Adam said, if we go to E3, right, Sony's presence on the show floor will always be there. They were at. They were at E3 last year.
If they're not there, I'm not going.
Yeah. I understand.
I can't believe that they're gonna miss this E3. There's no way in hell they will miss this E3.
Well, I mean,
let's break this down. I think I told Eddie this before we started, because he was freaking out too. Sony has such a big momentum. These motherfuckers could go to McDonald's and reveal the PS5, and everybody be hyped. I'm being honest. I'm not joking. Mm-hmm. And we all know it's true. They're going into this new generation with momentum we've never fucking saw.
We saw last year what happened, man.
Exactly.
We saw last year.
Like, it didn't do shit to them last year.
Like, let's all be honest. Who was good at E3 last year? Square Enix, Nintendo.
There you go.
Xbox had all the fucking space they can possibly have. And we did not really get anything that was... I'm not saying it wasn't a good conference. I'm saying, like, oh shit moments, plausible things. Like, it was just...
no gameplay. Cool. Can I add something to what you're saying, Adam? I don't doubt what you're saying. I look at it, and just think about this. They're also saying these things, what Sony will or will not do. It's also drive something that they call mind share, which I have no idea what that is because I'm a grown man. So it's to drive something called mind share towards Xbox, so that it's like, oh, well, Sony's not going to be there, therefore they're not going to have this, and this. So you need to go ahead and get an Xbox. You need to buy an Xbox because this is Sony's not going to do this and this. I mean, I don't know whether Sony's going to be there or not. It's Sean Layton is correct based on the quarters and the way the businesses are in the United States, and the acceptable international business quarters. That show is too late to be a trade show. So what exactly is it? You know, I'm not knocking it.
To piggyback off of what you're saying there as well, Messiah. Again, E3 last year, at the end of last year, we got information that E3 is now, because again, over the past few years, ESA have been trying to figure out how to generate more numbers with E3, right? Now, E3 is roughly around 70 to 65,000 people being there, right? Compared to Gamescom, which is in the hundreds of thousands, like 200 or 1,000.
Yeah, and it's a long show.
It's funny because you would expect E3 to be a bigger show than Gamescom, which fundamentally it is, because you've got all the conferences and stuff like that for the past few years.
Yeah.
But it is not generating the buzz that it would normally do. And again, it's gone from a trade show where these guys have gone with their games, they've gone to sell their games, and also the hardware and other bits and bobs that are being, traded there, to then, articles, media, and then also the sense that they allowed, public in to the show. And now, what was it? Last year we got information that it's going to be turned into a, like influencers, public attraction. It's doing something completely fucking different. It's trying to become something completely different to basically substitute what it was.
Adam, the reason why they doing that, though, because y'all do remember that E3 wasn't the big difference between E3 and Gamescom. Ever since Gamescom, people started finding out about Gamescom. Gamescom has always been about the players. E3 started off for just Sony, for Sony and the press. Then it turned into the people. The people started getting more involved. Once they started seeing all those people looking at E3 online, that's when E3 became this big event. Me personally, I don't think the only reason I think Sony wasn't there last year, first, they didn't have shit to show. And second, they was getting ready for the reveal of the PS5. But anybody that thinks or want E3 to stop, like to me, I've always said E3 has always been the Super Bowl of gaming for gamers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we need it. I think we need E3 more than ever. I know a lot of people say, "Oh, we don't need E3 anymore." I don't think that at all. I think we need E3 more than ever.
I agree with you, right? And again, listen. As much as I talk about E3 in the sense of the impact that it's had over past years compared to what it has now has degraded. And again, like I'm saying, I'm talking on the spectrum of the actual center itself, right? I'm not talking about the individuals that might be doing stuff outside. Like last year, we had EA doing their own thing outdoors. We had Microsoft having their own plaza, and then obviously they do their conferences in their own they own this building. Was it Microsoft?
God, I think we got a super chat. Hold on, I'm sorry.
Go ahead. Read
Flash, 10 euros, I believe. What if Sony now thinks European events would better suit them to hold a conference such as Gamescom? Herman Hurst, head of Worldwide Studio, and Jim Ryan, Sony Interactive president, are both Europeans. And just a thought. Yeah, I heard a theory like this before, and it probably was you. All I'm gonna say right now, that's smart, and that's exactly what I'm saying. They don't literally need to reveal the system in America. You see what I'm saying? They could reveal it anywhere, anytime. They could talk about it anywhere, anytime. They're on such a high trip. Look, this is not the end of the generation for them. You need to understand. They still got big titles. This is not the end for PlayStation.
It's the Xbox community that has quit from this generation to the next generation.
I was just going to say, the thing is with what Frostbite said, right, is a sense of, as we all know, last year, I think it was in September, October, PlayStation were slimming down certain parts of Sony, weren't they? And they were basically what they're trying to do is reconstruct it into one place. In this case, it is in America. They are so that they can operate in one space, so that the communication for them is more quick, more smooth, more easy for them to be like, okay, we do this with this studio, do this with advertisement marketing, instead of having to fly to England, to fly to somewhere in Germany, to America, to Japan. They want to like sort of base it around certain places, just to make it easier for communication aspects. So, I mean, I agree with. I mean, the thing is, right, with Gamescom, like, because this is one of the reasons why Sony stopped doing conferences at Gamescom, because it was so close to E3. And I remember in 2013 and 14 when they did do your Gamescom, it was literally the same thing they showed at E3. And it's like, why? What's the point of it? We might as well just go there, show off, show off our games.
Adam, that's the very big difference that I think a lot of people is missing. They spread themselves too thin. All of these gaming companies, they spread themselves way too thin.
I can understand
that's why,
allowing people that I can
that's
understand
why I'm saying it's Super Bowl.
Just gonna say, Big Money. I can understand it in the sense of getting players in, that go to Gamescom, wherever where they are, because obviously not everyone goes to E3, but like I understand that aspect of getting people to play the games that were at E3 at Gamescom. But when it comes to conferences, if you're just going to do the same like a conference, a couple of things are different, but like it's still the same things you showed at E3. It's like there's no point. You might as well just keep to maybe doing something, like I said, around E3, but technically you're not being at E3 because again, like I said, you're not at the convention center. Like like I said, EA and Microsoft have not been at E3 in the convention center, which basically is theoretically saying they have not been at E3.
But they still, even if they do that, they still gonna call it E3. Us as fans, we're still gonna call that E3. But I think that's but I think that's perfect, man. I think they spread themselves way too thin. Sony did 1 year. They went to every fucking conference. I remember one time. Remember I forget. Either that was 2017. I think it was 2017. They showed. The exact same thing. I've seen them show. You know how they'll show a game, and then the next conference they'll show a little bit more of the game. Sony went to the Game Awards, and then they did the Sony event, and they showed the exact same thing. They spread themselves way too thin. That's why I think when it comes to E3, they need to do one show a year. Just E3. Just do E3. Now, for the fans, hold on, Adam. When you get to Gamescom, now you keep that for the fans and you let them play the games there. If they want to go play the games, okay. But you need to keep it at a minimum. They spread themselves way too thin. They do all these gaming shows and they keep showing everything. So they need to do one show a year, leave it at E3, and then boom. If you want to go to Gamescom and all that other shit to play the game that you've seen at E3, fine. But stop going to all these. I think Sony figured that out because I remember 1 year, man, they went to at least 5 of them. They went to at least 5 of them and they kept showing the same shit. I think people got upset over that. People really got upset over that.
Guys, we covered something before today. And then I didn't pay attention, and then I just read it all. I'm reading it all over about Matt Booty not wanting competition. Look, if you're an Xbox fan and you've been basically forcing that narrative that, Xbox not doing this, but they're doing this, and you're trying to keep people thinking that there's still a console war. They got beat so bad that Matt Booty comes out publicly.
Let me say this, Salty, real quick. Hey, Salty, man, we've been trying to get you to come to the show, bro. Won't you say, because it's hard to read your stuff that you're saying because the chat is going by so quickly, so I'm not seeing it. Hey, Salty, won't you next week if you got time, won't you come on the show, man? You're more than welcome to come to the show, brother. You're more than welcome. Yes, we do the console war here, but we don't. None of the stuff we do is personal, man. All we do is a bunch of jokes we do. All we do is joke around.
They've been trying to throw that fucking console war, no console war shout out the window for like a long time.
I just want to know why the fans are still doing it. And again, Salty, I could care what you think less of me, but the Xbox fans really did start this new console war, and the consoles haven't officially been revealed. Let's be honest.
Yeah, next week, Salty. Next week, hit me. I'll hit you up, Salty, and we can set up something for next week.
It's weird that Matt Booty comes out and contradicts all the fanboy bullshit that's been going on for the last couple weeks ever since.
I mean, I said to you during the week. I said to you yesterday, Jay. One of the guys that's one of the leads in the hardware of the Xbox Series X came out and said, "Why do you guys want to know about the specs so much?" And it's pretty fucking concrete and clear. Like, they want it so they can make videos to be, to then throw into, the aspects of, PlayStation is weaker than Xbox, or Xbox is, weaker than Play. I don't know. It's just this. We got this generation, right? And then what happened? They got fucking smacked. Fucking badly. And PlayStation fans didn't even expect it to happen the way it did. We didn't think it was going to be that bad, but it was fucking bad. And we were just like, fuck it, we don't care anymore. You know what? Just show us the games. And over the course of, 5, 6, 7 years, we got great conferences.
Hey, Adam, I knew it was going to be bad. I knew it from the jump. I knew it.
I didn't think it was going to be that bad, bro. I thought it would be kind of bad.
What, you talking about the position of Xbox right now?
No, I'm talking about at the beginning, like when they came out with the May briefing, and then they did the June brief, the E3 briefing.
Yeah.
And
look, anybody can start bad, so I really wasn't thinking. Look, after what happened with the PS3, it's possible for anybody to start out bad. I just didn't think that they would give up in the middle of the gen. I thought they would have fought harder.
Yeah.
I wanted them to fight a little bit harder.
The console failed. The problem isn't Microsoft making the adjustments. I think you've noted very well, and other people have too. It's their fans. They got a bunch of stupid ass fans. So why are they keeping the console war narrative going? Money.
They made some adjustments. They've done
everything they can. They were like, people were screaming about power. They gave you the world's most powerful console. People didn't buy it. And I mean, yes, the whales bought it, the hardcore bought it, but people didn't buy it. So, and that's it. It's over. When you put out something like the X and then people still don't buy it, then it's over and done with. They need to. Yeah, and that's why I don't believe the next console, the next Xbox will be as powerful as the PlayStation 5 because you didn't buy the one that they just put out that was more powerful. So they're like, well, power doesn't matter to you guys. So
I said it last week.
A lot of money, man.
I don't know what it was. Mm-hmm. I think it was like 1. What was it? PS4 was 1.84 teraflops compared to the 6 teraflops in the X. And I've been playing the PS4 for this whole generation, and the games that I've, all the exclusive games, other games as well, including Resident Evil, 2, and they look pretty damn good. And I'm like, the power to me was, for this whole generation, was not even a fucking problem. And again,
But I'm gonna play devil's advocate right now.
But big money there.
Did we really buy the PS4 Pro too? Didn't nobody buy the PS4 Pro too?
I got that fucking shit, and I got the 4K TV. I was ready for that. Day one.
They didn't force it down. You did that.
No. Y'all saying that the Xbox One X didn't sell, but the PS4 Pro really didn't sell either, guys.
You don't understand what I'm saying. All I'm saying is that if they gave you what they claimed, the most things they were bitching about, it was power. Our games are 720p. Our games are 884p, 1080p. Yeah. So here comes another console that's more powerful than anything else out there, and they still, the general public didn't go buy it. So to them, Microsoft is looking at that like, well, power's not that big a deal to you guys. Yeah. So you're not. That's why my personal opinion, if I'm wrong, it doesn't matter. I'm not buying it. I don't think there's a reason why they trademarked Power Your Dream. Why not just re-trademark World's Most Powerful Console? There's a reason they didn't do it. So, and it's just, and to me, it doesn't matter because the power is in the games. Nintendo has proven where the power is. It's always in the game. So,
see, for me, I said this to Jay yesterday. To me, when it comes to like this next gen, right, power matters to a certain percentage. Like, but it doesn't. But the percentage is not at like I said. What I say, Jay, I say like 30 to 40% of like next generational, like the purpose of it is 30 to 40% of it is to do with power. The rest of it is to do with features and software, like the games, and obviously the studios are able to implement their vision and their engines into these games. That's the main focus. And when I look back at all the hardware, right, it's, like I said, specifically with the PS4, comparing it to the teraflops of the 1.8 to the 6 teraflops of the X, that's a bigger leap than what this presumable leak of the PS5 and the X Series X is. And I'm just here sitting thinking, and like, what's the fucking purpose of it? Like, you can have a powerful console at that margin, but I'm still going to be like, look, I'm still going to be understanding that I'm getting a PS4 5, knowing that there's going to be a Spider-Man 2, another Ratchet and Clank game, another maybe Days Gone, Last of Us Part 3, a new IP from Naughty Dog, Horizon Zero Dawn 2, God of War 2, and then you've got Xbox fans talking about their studios, obviously, and they should be able to voice that thought, but it's a sense of, I said this to someone, right, and other people that I've spoken to have said the same thing to me, and that is, when it comes to Xbox studios and PlayStation studios, which ones have been tested more, PlayStation's or theirs? It's a pretty fucking easy answer. Ours. Like, PlayStation's, all their studios have been tested, and they've gone through their stages to the extent where God of War, which was 1, 2, and 3, good games, but the jump between 3, let's just say Ascension, right, compared to the newest one, they've been able to revolutionize what that goddamn game is. Same thing with Guerrilla Games, with Horizon and Killzone. They've been able to push that boundary of their studio to another extent, which can be good for them in the future. And then, obviously, Naughty Dog, they don't... they don't keep that form. They keep going. They keep innovating because they know that they can't dwindle on some past stuff.
And now we have Sucker Punch doing the same thing.
Exactly. And there's going to be more studios like that. Way more studios. Like Insomniac's another one. I forgot about Insomniac with Spider-Man. Like, Ratchet and Clank, great games. Resistance, that was a good series. A lot of people like that series. And now you've got Spider-Man. It's like, but they have 4 offices, I think it is. They have VR, they have Work on Ratchet and Clank, and Spider-Man. And I'm just like, we don't know what they're going to be working on next, but the fact of the matter is, we know that whatever they produce is going to be pretty damn good. And the same thing goes with all the other things. It's just,
we're going to get Ratchet and Clank first before anything. Now, I was going to ask him if you guys did your own game of the decade.
Yeah.
Snowbunny, I'm coming for you now, Snowbunny, honey.
What's up? What I do?
I'm coming for you because Game of the Decade, The Last of Us.
I'm gonna just go with Bloodborne. Fuck it, I'm going with Bloodborne. That's me.
My game of the decade was the last EA game I ever bought, and that's Alice: The Madness Returns.
Well, Breath of the Wild came up. Breath of the Wild was second.
I'm going with Death Stranding. I'm going with Death Stranding.
Shut the fuck up, Big Money.
I'm gonna throw some people for.
Oh, look at Six hit Death Stranding. Get the fuck out of here with this.
I would have said like God of War or like Last of Us, but I'm gonna go U-turn here. I'm gonna say Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker.
Oh snap!
What?
When did they come out?
Wow.
Hey, you know what game I'm gonna go with, y'all? And I think it says it all in scope and sales. It's Grand Theft Auto 5, man. Like, Grand Theft Auto 5 has did some shit that I've never seen in my life.
It made the list. It made the list, but it didn't make number 1. It made the list, but it didn't make number 1.
Like
it should have been number 1, man.
It's still going, isn't it? Today.
See, I didn't even go by what was most popular. I went by with what I enjoyed playing the most.
Yeah, me too. Yeah,
I think that's the way it's set up. That's the way it's set up. But if you look at,
Craig, do you agree with that list?
It's subjective. I mean, it's subjective. So I mean, that's like naming the top 10 basketball players of all. Yeah, you're gonna have a bunch of different lists, but that list is solid. But it's subjective. So
you have your list.
Jalen, what's your game, man? That's what I was dying to hear. I want to know your opinion.
Oh yeah, well,
God of War.
Bloodborne.
What's the question?
Oh, game of the decade, Fatal.
Yeah, game of the decade.
Oh, game of the decade for shit. I'm gonna keep my mouth shut on that one.
Hey, I already
I want to hear it. Please.
Fatal.
I got too many games, man. I got way too many games that I played that I would definitely put in that
Did you see the
category.
list?
If I had to choose one.
Well, just say one in your top 5 lists. Just one. Doesn't have to be a number of it. Just say one.
One?
Or your top 10 lists, something like that. Because there's so many, man. During this, this.
Fuck you, sick it, goddamn black tiger, motherfucker.
God damn.
Shit.
Yeah, my
actually, if I had to choose, I'm probably definitely going to say, hands down, would probably going to be one of my favorite. Probably Subnautica.
What? Subnautica.
Subnautica was I remember that game.
I never played that game.
I am not.
Is that an underwater game?
Yes, sir, it is.
Ain't it an underwater game?
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all
thought I was going to say No Man's Sky, weren't y'all?
Should be Hermit Simulator or something.
You got me fucked up, man.
I mean, like I said, that was what Fatal. That game, I remember that game. But yeah, I just went with the game that I thoroughly enjoyed playing.
A lot of people say like Last of Us and obviously God of War, which I agree with. Yeah,
those games are on my list. Trust, those games are on my list.
But they're on my list. But like Peace Walker for me, when I was playing on the PSP, and then obviously played on the PS3 on the HD remake with the HD collection. That game I fucking love.
What was Peace Walker?
You know what's crazy though, Big Money Man, is that I did my actual video yesterday of showing off all my.
Peace Walker was 2010.
Oh, okay. That was
for the decade, and not a single Xbox game was on that list. By the record,
it's not.
Well, what's called is on mine. It would be up there. Yeah, Life is Strange. Life is Strange 1 would be.
Hey, Ice Queen.
Yeah,
hi, sweetie. How you doing?
What's up, Ice Queen? What's up, Don? Wait, Craig, your actual game of the decade is not Mass Effect 2 that came out in 2010?
I would put it up there too, but as far as the writing style and the way I enjoyed the game was would it be The Last of Us? Not The Last of Us. Life is Strange. I mean, I think that's a better written game than Mass Effect 2.
Hey guys, can I ask the panel something right quick? Hey, if y'all don't mind the whole panel, can y'all give me the Xbox, the Xbox Series X and the PlayStation 5? Can you give me an exact date of what day y'all think it's coming out? The exact date.
I don't fucking know.
Oh shit! Look at Big Money with his bullshit.
Look at my calendar.
God, you want to make another bet and lose? Huh? Trying to lose some money?
Come on. Hey, look. I'm gonna go with 2020.
Look, all I'm gonna say.
I fucking knew you were gonna do that as well. Jesus.
I'm going with November 20th.
And I'm like, I don't want to say that.
That's a fucking Tuesday, man. I'd rather the consoles come out on a Friday, to be honest.
Mm-hmm. No, come on, somebody, come on, Snow Bunny, you give me what exact day you think the PlayStation 5 is coming out?
Man.
What, the new consoles?
Yeah. The Xbox and the PlayStation 5. What day you think the Xbox is coming out?
All right, let me look here. Let me look at my calendar.
I can't see. It's got to be November, right? So like,
hey, y'all can participate too in the chat. What day y'all? Give me the exact date you think the Xbox and the PlayStation 5 is coming out.
I don't think it's gonna be the 13th of like November because that's Friday the 13th. I don't see that happening.
No, they're not gonna do no 13th. They ain't gonna do no 13th.
It can either be or the 20th, man. Like it's gotta be one of those.
I'm thinking the PlayStation will launch on November 20th.
Oh fuck!
No.
It is
That's
Friday the
not-
13th.
That'll
Yeah,
be
Friday,
that'll
yeah.
be a week.
Damn, I was in
before Black
October. I'm
Friday.
sorry. I was looking at
Come on,
October.
y'all.
Yeah, November
Also-
20th would be a week before Black Friday.
Oh.
Okay, now what about the Xbox? What about the Xbox?
Coming out Friday 13th.
They'll release it on the stupid date.
They coming out Friday
That
the
would actually
13th.
be a very good day for the Xbox Series X
Now
to drop, dude.
here's
On
here's
Friday
the
13th.
thing. Here's the
Beat
thing.
the DOA arrival.
If Sony announces first that they're going to drop their console first, like I said, if they drop it on November 20th, I would expect Xbox to want to get out there before them.
For them.
So I'm going to say either Tuesday the 17th or Friday the 13th.
Oh yeah, I like that. Friday the 13th. That's good for that.
I mean, but do you see my logic there? If Sony comes out saying, like, if Xbox waits until the last minute and Sony comes out saying, hey, we're releasing on November 20th, which is a week before Black Friday. I wonder if, I don't even think Xbox has the balls to drop it on Black Friday.
They might.
They might though.
I got.
If y'all can correct me, when both these consoles came out in 2013, didn't they release a week apart last time?
Yeah.
Xbox
Yeah.
just came out first.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
Xbox came out.
So yeah.
Xbox came out on the 22nd. Thing came out on the 29th.
That
Okay.
would say, yeah, okay. So I would say if they drop it on the 20th, wait a minute, November, what date, what year was that? 2013, you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, 2013. That was 2013.
All right, so
Yeah,
you
don't forget that they
said,
released it. Yeah, Japan got PS4 in February 22nd, 2014.
so it dropped in November of 2013
So yeah, November, yeah. 29th.
for the PlayStation?
Yes, the PlayStation was 29th of November 2013, and the Xbox was 22nd of November.
They dropped that on Black Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, Salty, they years. Oh man, I'm missing that fucking game, man. I want to see that game.
Oh wait, no, sorry. So yeah, so wait. On. So wait, so let me rephrase that shit. I just want to double check this. So apparently, it says the console was released on November 15th, 2013 in the United States and Canada, followed by further releases on November 29th in 2013. That's
okay.
like, so you guys got it early. You guys got it on the 15th. We in the UK, we got it on the 29th.
Okay, so that was 2 weeks before Black Friday. So I'm gonna say the Xbox Friday the 13th, PlayStation Friday the next Friday.
Friday 13th is a curse, man. I'm telling you right now, it's a fucking curse.
And I think they're gonna stay away from that Friday the 13th.
Please.
Yeah, that's just negative.
Y'all should see
They
what
could-
I
they-
just
they-
did.
What if
Okay.
Xbox
so ready,
releases
but
like the
that's-
month before then? Like what if they just come out fucking October? Since they don't got no
They
games
could do.
anyway. Like what's the
Yeah,
point?
they could, and then build up.
Okay, but wait a minute.
They come out
But
with
the
it in
thing
August.
is, the thing is, does Microsoft need to come out before Sony?
Hell
Do they
yeah,
need
they
to?
need all the
No,
help
they
they can
don't.
get.
But no, they don't. Well, no. The way
Technically-
they're treating it, the way they're treating their next gen console as like they're treating it as like an infrastructure instead of this is the new thing. You have to get this to play the new games. I think they could release it early or after, and like they're not looking at it in that sort of narrative. So with PlayStation, it's that's how they look at it. But with the Xbox, they're like, you can get an Xbox One X or an S or an all digital edition console, but you don't have to get this one. I think they'll come out before PlayStation, easy. I think they'll be out before.
Hey, what about you, Messiah? Do you got a date that the PS5? You got it, or you
Nah,
just up in the air?
Yeah, it's up in it. They can do whatever they want. I mean, I'd rather talk about the games that are coming out. You know,
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean,
than
honestly,
new hardware. I understand why the Xbox community has given up on this generation. So, but at the end of the day, there's there's still MLB The Show. There's
I'm
Final
still in the
Fantasy.
same boat,
Yo,
man,
let's
right?
go,
I don't know what you're talking about.
Neo 2. You know,
Yeah.
I understand why they're talking hardware because they have to.
Dude, like
But
that's what
that's
we've
why
got
the
to do. Like,
speculation. That's why the speculation is so hilarious. 9.2 T-flops, and that got shot down, and they still are running with it, even though that got shot down. It's like, well, no, that all these articles were picked up, and it's going to be this. It's like, hey, y'all are just retarded. You're retarded.
Dude, this week, I saw a lot of PlayStation fans coming out saying how, why should we be focusing on the next generation when we've got all that? They actually photoshopped all the games that are still coming out for PlayStation.
Well, Joe Ryan did that for everybody. At CES, he came out and said, yeah, we got this going, but at the end of the day, he talked about Final Fantasy VII Remake, The Last of Us. Yeah. I mean, he brought that up on stage, so it's kind of like, yeah, they're not going to do
that fucking remake is coming out the day before my fucking birthday, dude.
Yeah, Resident Evil 3 Remake is coming out, you know, so.
And when the fucking demo coming? That's my thing. Like, what the fuck are they waiting on with this demo?
What demo?
Yeah. FF7 remake.
We're having heavy rumors that it's coming out the same day.
Yeah. The only reason why I'm buying 7, dude, the only reason why I'm buying 7 is because I want to remake the 8. Because to me, 8 is a better game. Fuck 7.
Okay.
When they remake remaster, was it 9?
Hey.
Which one?
Is there a problem with that in the chat? Fuck you too.
Remaster 8 or 9?
Shit.
I'm kidding. Jesus Christ, I'm kidding.
Nah, I ain't.
I don't know if 8 could get a remake in our lifetime. Maybe.
Hey, JayTech, are you? Is the media still receiving demos? The demo for FF7?
Okay, so this is what happened. Somebody hacked their PS4. They data mined Final Fantasy. They got the demo, and they're playing it on the hacked PS4s. Okay, so the media does not have
guy.
No, he got a hacked PS4.
So
Sam,
the problem though.
Sam, speak up, Sam. Sam gonna break it down for you.
No, you know more about it than I do.
You know about the Dreamcast guy, bro. You know about this motherfucker.
I know about
that's what it was.
So basically, bro, Dreamcast guy, if he's been talking about Final Fantasy or giving a review of the demo, he's been playing that shit on a hacked PS4. He has no business playing that demo. It has not been.
Idiot ruined it for the rest of us, basically.
Yeah. So because he did that, bro, Square probably was like, "Fuck y'all niggas, y'all not getting that shit." You know.
That's crazy.
You take the video down? You take the video down?
You can't take it down. They didn't take it. Did they take it down, Sam?
Oh, he didn't actually play the game. He just gave a review. Didn't he give it like some type of
bro,
review?
he played the game, but he didn't use his gameplay in the video.
I seen that.
Like, because if he would have used his gameplay from the hacked version, they would have fucking got him. So he didn't do that. But he did confirm on Twitter that he was playing it because he had it on his TV.
They announced that the demo is going to be coming out on the same day as launch, which is like basically you play the game.
I hope they looking at the community, and the community does not like that idea. I don't like that shit either.
Yeah, that's stupid. That is stupid.
They did shit with Resident Evil though, didn't they? They released the demo, the one-shot demo, a week before Resident Evil 2 came out.
Yeah, a week before. Yeah, a week before.
Yep. They do that on Nintendo also.
That's all right, a week before, but not the same week.
No, they do that on Nintendo. They'll like launch the game and then they'll launch a demo on the Switch. I'm guessing for the people who are like up in the air about the game, they'll drop it on the Switch on the same day.
As treating Final Fantasy VII like a
kind of smart though to do it that way too.
Yeah, they don't want nobody to like leak out information, but it's way too fucking late for that.
I just love how Square Enix are treating Final Fantasy Remake as like a fucking drug to druggies. Like, yo, you get a taste. And we'll give you a little bit more later on.
It is like that though.
Like, what's funny is we're hearing this only 30 minutes long too, and I don't like that either.
His video, by the way, has the same amount of dislikes as likes, so nobody liked it either.
So nobody liked it, yeah, because he's a fucking reason why we don't have it.
I see somebody playing the game, and it was for about an hour. Ain't the gameplay for about an hour?
Well, if you hacked it, you probably don't have a time restriction. But when the official one comes out, they probably gonna have a time restriction on it.
Well, I don't know why they do time restrictions. Like, just do a restriction on like the point where like that's it, you're done.
You can't progress anymore.
Yeah, like a chapter 1.
Or not even that. Just give you a demo that's like long. Like I said, like when you told me 30 minutes, I'm sitting here like, well, Dragon Quest 11 on the Switch gave us 10-hour demo.
JayTech, remember on PS3 they would release demos where you could just play as much as you could get to, and that's it. It would just end. So the whole game would be available.
Yeah. There was a lot of demos.
I think the demo is going to be up to the Scorpion boss. It's going to play all the way up to the Scorpion boss. Then it's going to cut
that's
off.
perfect. That's perfect.
Take that.
That's perfect.
Look,
I hope that developers don't get scared by this and stop releasing demos or betas, because I love demos and betas, bro. Like, for other people that don't want to buy a game or unsure about it, myself included, I've gotten some games based off of playing a beta, or I've skipped some games based off of playing a beta or a demo. So this is very healthy for gamers. So I just it sucks that somebody ruined it for us on such a big game like this. Like, we were all waiting for that demo. We knew it was coming. And that is just fucked up, bro. Maybe it's gonna be in a state of play. Let's hope that there's a state of play. Maybe that's the one in February. We have a state of play on the fucking 12th, and then they talk about the Final Fantasy VII demo, and Patapon 2 was also leaked out. So maybe that's
Patapon.
But that's the thing. Like,
the fuck did that? Not that serious.
Nintendo. People have been doing this.
I want that game to come out, man. I want that game to come out, bro. I've been waiting for that so fucking long.
People been doing this to Nintendo games for like the whole gen, and everybody's like, well, that's just because Nintendo don't know how to do security measures, this, that, and the other. It's not only that. Like, now the PlayStation 4 is getting with the hacked PS4s. People are hacking the Switches, doing the exact same thing, and then people look at the developers like, why the hell are you spending all this time hunting down and prosecuting these people who are doing this? Why don't you just make more games?
Yeah.
Now
look, I'm not 100% sure. Like, Sam and Adam, are we 100% sure everybody that experienced it is playing it on a PS4? Or are they playing it like a PC version of it? The Final Fantasy demo.
I haven't heard anything like that. I haven't heard anything.
So I guess they're playing on a hacked PS4. But look, they made advancements in that Snow Bunny, but you're not like, I don't see no like first party exclusives, games getting leaked out on that shit. They wanted this. The hackers that went after this game, this is a sought after game. It's Final Fantasy VII Remake. People been waiting for fucking 20 years. So, they went hard to find this and be able to play it, bro. It's just like crack to them. Like, they wanted this game.
The moment you make a demo, that's the thing. The moment you make a demo and put a demo out there, anybody gonna hack it.
All I'm gonna say right now, when they had the demo, they should just released it. You sitting on it, shit was like this was gonna happen. When you had it ready, you should have released it. Why are you waiting for whatever? What are they waiting for? That's what I don't like about Square. Square is so quiet, like this ain't happening. They are just walking around like they did not get hacked, and it's so fucked up, bro. Like, come on, man. Everybody knows.
No, you're right. When something like this happens, they talk. I can see they talk about it, and then they brush up on their security. But now, that fucking thing, I can go right now and look at all of the gameplay. Put the motherfucker out
there
now.
You go.
Just
what
put
you
it
waiting
out.
For, bro? Yeah.
Just put it out. Brush up on your security and just put the shit out. That's all you can do.
You know one game that I really, really want to see what the fuck they're working on? That really has really piques my curiosity, man, is Blue Point's freaking game.
Oh yeah!
Oh my god!
Everybody wants to know what the fuck
they are working on, man.
Well, I think
they're working on Demon Souls.
Demon Souls. Everyone thinks
I don't even think it's that. I think it's bigger than that.
I think it's so. I think it's so.
I don't know, man. Like Demon.
I don't even think it's even SOCOM, dude.
Well, that's fine. That's just everybody's just guessing, and but you know what? You got to watch what you say, because there will be somebody in the chat that comes back. Well, you said 2 years ago that this was going to happen.
I don't know. That's the biggest project.
I would love it, man, if it was a Siphon Filter trilogy suite, man.
Well, that would be good. But now, Battletoads, the Battletoads, they got sued. Whoever made that game got sued.
Damn it.
And now they're going to have to put frogs in DLC because the frogs demanded
fucking get
equal
sued.
time.
Shut your cock
Yes,
hole.
they did.
Shut your cock hole.
Now there's going to be Battle Frogs in the DLC.
No, you dipshit. Shut up, Greg.
That's what's going to happen, by God.
How dare you talk shit?
So look, let's be honest though, man. Why did they silently delay Battletoads? If they cancel it, I don't care because I want it to look like Killer Instinct style.
It's 4K, dude. They got to put it in.
You're never gonna get that. You're never gonna get that, dude. Just stop dreaming of that.
Yeah,
crap.
they got it in
Possible.
4K.
Anything's possible.
No, I've been literally, I've been tweeting them for like the last at least once or twice, if not for the last 2 months combined since November. I've been tweeting the fuck out of Dallas Studios.
They got to put it in 4K.
Asking them. No, fuck the 4K shit. I don't give a nobody gives a fuck about 4K, Craig. Stop that shit.
Yeah, we do.
Here's the thing.
4K.
No, you don't.
Okay, you're right. You're right.
The thing of it is this, right? I sat there and I tweeted them fucking like 3 fucking times over the last 2 months, asking them, saying, yo, where's your delay announcement? Clearly you're not going to release it this year, even though you said it was going to come out this year. But yet, where the fuck is your delay announcement? Not a single fucking response back. Nothing. And it's pissing me off.
Hey, Fatal. I'll talk to them. I know a couple of guys there. I'll let
No, you don't. No, you don't.
My sources.
I don't care. I honestly, at this point, I don't give a flippity flying fuck what people think about the art style of that game. I don't care. I want that game more than any game that's coming out right now today.
go. Now
It's
that's
pissing
a
me the
fucking
fuck
game
off.
for you right there. That's a game.
The only thing, like, I've been tweeting all these people, these developers and stuff, still haven't gotten answers. The only thing I want to fucking know is, do I need to hurry up and finish my damn Animal Crossing Amiibo collection before Animal Crossing drop for the cards? And I've been tweeting Nintendo. Nobody's answering. I just want to know if anybody from Nintendo is listening.
Hey, Snowbunny, do me a favor with that game drops.
Before Animal Crossing drops.
When that game drops, nobody, man, please
nobody
let me know
cares
how
about
that
our
game
black
is, man,
asses.
because I love me some Animal Crossing.
What you say?
Nobody cares
When that
about
game
our
drops-
black asses.
Uh-huh.
You might be right about that. You might be
What
right
are you
about
saying,
that.
Fatal, when the game drops?
Yeah, when the game drops, let me know how it is, because I fucking love
Oh, what are you talking about? I've already taken that day off work. If it's going to be a midnight release, if it's going to be a midnight release, I'm going to get it at midnight, and I'm going to be streaming it that day.
Oh, you're gonna be streaming it? Yeah, then you tag me in that. Because I was there day one to watch
You
that
talking about
shit.
Battletoads, right?
Animal Crossing.
No, Animal Crossing.
Oh, Animal Crossing. Okay, I thought you were talking about my bad. I mean,
No, when Battletoads drops, trust me, don't believe me. I'll be streaming the fuck out of that. Freaking
Well, it's going to be 8K. I just put it on Twitter, so I got to
8K? It's confirmed?
Shit.
8K confirmed.
120 frames per second, no less.
That's right. Well, JayTech, you can drop the 120 part.
No
with your
motherfucking,
sources.
no dips. 100. Look, if it's gonna look like that, it can easily do 8K, bro. If it's gonna look like that.
And we need to put it on. What's it called? Is it Rosetta or Reset Air? What everybody keeps going to.
Yeah, with all them rumors.
Yeah, we need to do that. And that's what I need to do now.
There you go.
Is put that out there for everybody.
Like I said, I just want to know, do I need to finish my Animal Crossing card collection for the new game coming out? That's all I need to know.
Yeah, you should.
There's no such thing, Andrew, as glutton for punishment when it comes to me and the taste of games that I like to play. Only reconcile with you.
Hey, I the game I was streaming yesterday, Fatal just added to his list to buy.
What game was I streaming this morning there, Nobody?
You were streaming, wasn't it Fatal Fear or something?
No, Fear Effect. Fear Effect.
My God, that's a classic.
I just saw it on the Switch.
Well, it would have been better if it would have been Mass Effect, but we'll take it. You're getting there, Fatal.
Yo, Craig. Oh, I swear to God, Craig. You gotta play something else other than Mass Effect, bro.
Well, I want to play the long.
Don't you have a PC? Why aren't you playing Star Citizen?
What did I haven't yet because I have to get something called an SSD. Because that's what's recommended.
So your PC is basically outdated then. So why don't you upgrade and go play fucking Star Citizen?
Well, that's what I'm doing, dude. I'm getting a new something called a GPU.
Good boy.
You know, but I you know what? I would have had it already, but my hands is too big.
My hands are too big. Oh Jesus!
Hey, one thing, everybody who bitches about the Switch, they're like, this thing is so small. Like they want like a. But the thing is like I'm an adult, but my hands are small. But I'm female.
You're a woman. You're a woman. Your hands,
so the Switch's controls are perfect size for me. So I'm sitting here like, if the Switch Pro come out and the Joy-Cons are actually bigger, I might not even get it because the Joy-Cons fit perfectly in my hands.
Just real quick, so Bunny, what do you think of that Alienware Switch?
Oh, UFO?
Yeah.
Well, considering I don't like Alienware, I just glossed over it.
Bro, I tell you.
Buckets of shit, man. More like it.
I'm gonna get that instead of a Switch because it's called UFO. That's the selling point for me.
I mean,
Damn, Craig, you dumb as fuck, bro. Jesus Christ, Craig.
What's wrong with a UFO? I love my UFO.
Bro,
so
look, I'm gonna say one thing. If they got a price of around $500 for that. Mm-hmm. And with the power, we already know I have that power, and it's basically a portable PC. I can see myself fucking falling and getting that shit.
But what's the power of it? Have they announced anything?
No specifics. It's more powerful than a Switch.
You got
I'm gonna stick with the Switch, man. I feel like I'll wait for the Pro.
My sources say it's going to be more powerful than 4 Titans, so I'm gonna put that on Twitter.
Where did that guy go, though? Like, where did he go? Where did Iron Wolf go?
I tried to get him on. About a month and a half ago, he came on my podcast, but I was ending my podcast.
Like, no, so but I'm like, where is he, bro? Like, I know you changed his name like 8 times, bro.
So I think Iron Wolf on Elden Ring next month.
He got tired. He just got tired of YouTube, man. People like. At the time, I got tired of YouTube, man. You get tired of YouTube.
Hey, bro, it's true. You take a look.
I don't blame you there. I don't blame you, Big Money, because I'm leaving YouTube soon, too.
Yeah. But, man, YouTube is the motherfucker.
Did you get picked up by Mixer?
I got picked up. I'm not going anywhere.
I wish I would.
I really realization that this gaming community, man, is so fucking challenged, bro. I can't do it no more.
Sometimes I'll be sitting at home, be looking at this shit, and somebody will hit me up, like Jay or Next Gen, to hit me up for a pod. I'll be like, man, fuck that pod.
Motherfucker, you know you want to be on the damn podcast.
I'm not saying that the podcast isn't, man. Because YouTube life is a motherfucker, man. YouTube life is a motherfucker. If you
let it be that way, bro.
Like people on Twitter, people on YouTube are doing the same shit every fucking day, bitching about this console's better than this console. Oh, you're not getting this, you're not getting that. I'm just like, shut
look, Adam, let me break it down to you, Adam. Matt Booty just fucked that up for the Xbox side. There should be no fighting
the guy that says that the console is going to eat monsters for breakfast. Who the fuck gives a crap?
Well, no, that was Lisa Sue who said that. That's my girl. Leave her alone.
No, that wasn't her though. I remember.
I gotta thank Microsoft, dude, for doing what they're doing now, because that gives me time to save up money for my PS5. So shout out to you, Xbox.
I don't think.
Yeah, I have the S. So if I have no reason to upgrade to a Series X, X, sorry. Freaking, I'm just gonna buy a PS5 and call it a fucking day.
Exactly.
So for the first 2 years, that gives me plenty of time to save up my money. Because I'm still gonna be able to play the cross-gen shit. So thank you for that.
I'm exactly with you. I'll be doing the exact same thing. I'll be waiting for that thing to just decrease in price, and I'll be like, you know what? I'll buy one 2 years after.
Yeah. They don't have games. They don't have games.
I mean, shit. With the way prices are over here in Canada, dude, I'm gonna have to save up for at least a couple of years. Fuck, man, it's all good though.
Yeah, man, I'm about to get out. Hey, I'm about to get out.
I'm starving.
I'm hungry too.
Hey, thanks for everybody coming out in chat. Thanks everybody on the panel. I'm out. I'm tired as fuck. I'll check y'all later. Eddie, Fatal,
yo,
Messiah, Sam,
mad love, buddy.
Adam Moore, I love y'all to death. I'm out.
Yeah, big money. Yeah, I'm out of here too, man. Thanks for having me on there, JayTech. I know I just stuck
no problem, man. No problem. We about to get up out of here. We got like 8 minutes until like 4:30, so we about to hop up out of here soon too. Guys, if you're thinking about leaving, please hit the like button before you leave. Please.
Yeah.
Jay, you still going to
Yo,
you still
play
going to
sick. We are talking.
Yeah, look, my plans are not
Six
changing, bro.
years.
My plans are
Guys.
not changing. I'm still going.
Fuck you, Sick Humor.
even if Sony ain't there?
Bro, if Sony doesn't have... Look, Adam tried to break it down to you, bro. They're going to be there. They're just not going to have a conference at the E3 convention. They can have a conference in California without having it at the E3 convention.
Are going to be there, and like, because the thing we didn't finish this conversation off, right? When it comes down to like what Sony will be doing in conference wise, I can see them being at E3. I can also see them going to Gamescom, but not in the conference form. I can see them at TPS. I can see them doing a PSX maybe this year. I don't know.
That's what I'm about to say. But J-Dub said something that was true. He said Sony is E3. He's
exactly.
Right.
And if they don't go,
E3,
if they don't go, there's nothing like it's not. E3 ain't gonna be the same, bro. If they don't go 2 years in a row, you might as well say E3's dead. And let me put it this way, J Love, this will be the first and only time that I go to E3 if Sony don't go, like have a conference on that classic stage. If they don't have a classic conference on their stage, I'll tell you right now, and Adam knows this, E3 will never be the fucking same, bro. They will it will never be the same, bro.
They'll be a hole. That'll be a whole.
Hey, Jay, if you do go and you snag some Nintendo stuff for me.
Yeah, I will. Look. That's me and Yella talked about it. We gonna split up. He gonna take a good amount of third-party developers. I'm gonna be over there on a Nintendo system and talk to some of the first-party studios and developers about what their plans are and what their favorite feature of the new consoles. Those are gonna be my questions that I give to these developers. We're gonna have other people there from the Legion, people that might not be in the chats every Sunday, but we have a lot of people a part of the Legion, you know, that you guys might have not known, but you will see them or hear them on camera when we go to E3. But yeah, I will say we know their presence is gonna be huge on the show floor, obviously, but if they can do that shit from their own fucking studio, you see what I'm saying, Adam? Like have a fucking live streamed event or. You know, like have it at another fucking venue.
Like I told you, man, I see PlayStation. If they're gonna be in the convention center, I can see them renting out like a small space. But for them, I just feel like they should just do what Microsoft did, right? Rent out their own space outside the convention center, somewhere in LA. Keep the you know what I mean? Decrease that price easy, and they have got real estate around there which they can rent out for themselves at a cheaper price.
Kind of like what they did with Last of Us media.
Well, yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like obviously a bit more bigger than that, but like yeah, man. Like I mean, this is what a bit like I saw like some of the people, you know, Xbox people, right? They rented out the whole fucking plaza complex outside the center. That's a good way of going for like, you know, to get that going. So I'm like, you know, PlayStation, obviously it won't be like that, but they could easily do something similar to it. Like, just rent it out.
But Adam, when Jay goes, I was thinking about going too, but when I found out Sony might not go, I said, man, fuck that. Jay want to bring back content for his next video or stuff like that. He could probably have a lot of content.
Look, Adam said, Sony, like their PlayStation.
They're gonna be there.
Yeah, they're gonna be there on the show floor. I'm not gonna miss the opportunity to talk to the first party developers.
Who said anyway? Michael Pachter said this, didn't he?
Yeah,
again,
I'm gonna say the rumors are building up on a level that they have to address. So I wouldn't be surprised if those rumors are addressed today.
I'm just trying to remember, like Michael Pachter, a lot of times, if I'm not mistaken, a lot of things in the past have been wrong.
Yeah.
Or have been
Michael Pachter is pretty much a joke of the industry.
I know he's an analyst, but like, there's some things that he has got wrong. So for people to take that, like, we're going to be there. Come on, man.
I can't remember the last thing he's been right about. Except the obvious, you know?
I always thought he was a fruitcake.
He kind of reminds me of Major Nelson, bro. It's like he's a little bit too old to still be dabbling in this bullshit, bro. Like, for real.
But it's like Snow Bunny
said,
they're both kind of fruity.
White gloves.
White gloves, yeah.
Like, he acts fruity too, but he's married.
They might be the same person. We don't know.
Y'all heard about that Batman leak?
Yeah, we heard about the Batman leak. Batman's coming out for next gen and current generation consoles. That's pretty much all been confirmed.
Yeah, that's another thing, man. Because don't forget, bro. Like when PlayStation 4 came out, again, the thing that makes me fucking laugh is like how it's just the fact of what was it? Batman Arkham Origins came out in October of the same year as the PS4. And WB Montreal are doing the next Batman game, presumably, and it's going to be released roughly around before the next generation of consoles come out, or be cross-gen.
How is that last one not cross-gen?
Like, there's so much that it's like, it just fits the bill, man. Like, PlayStation are doing a reveal event soon. Like, it's just common sense. It's not like you just go ahead and you just dig up all the 2013 stuff, all the dates, how people have got information. It just seems like everything's clicking into place. A lot of things. Like, I'm just here waiting for like February to come around, and then when that happens, man, I'll be playing all those games in March. I'm looking forward to Doom. Looking forward to Cyberpunk, Resident Evil, Ghost, Last of Us, like Ori. I'm gonna be playing Ori. 2. Yeah, man. They're just so like I just find that a lot of people are, again, these are Xbox people, but they're focusing so much on hardware and they actually went ahead and asked PlayStation, you have nothing to look forward to for the next generation. And it's like, why have you not announced these any next gen games? Like, probably because look at what we've got in front of us compared to what you guys have. There's a reason. It's like the most stupidest question. I just don't get it. It's just weird.
Yeah, I mean, like with PlayStation,
Are there releasing Final Fantasy on the Switch?
What, Final Fantasy 7?
Yeah. Do you have any indication
of
those?
Don't know yet. We don't know what. We know it's going to be multi-plat, but we don't know what's coming out.
They're probably going to put that on the Switch Pro. When the Switch Pro comes out, there's a lot of games that won't be off of that system. You see what I'm saying? Like. Frostbite Slash. He gave a super chat. Shit. The new Batman game is a PS5 exclusive, and Sony purchased Rocksteady Studios. Thoughts?
Man, listen, I don't think the next Batman game's an exclusive, but like that. Rocksteady Studios getting purchased. Like, I know that they're being published by WB.
It's possible, definitely possible.
But they're being published by WB right now, right? That's who they're getting published by. But like, if that was to happen, if PlayStation were to do that shit, man, they would have.
But they have a history of getting games, getting like timed exclusive content from Batman games. So to have it launch only on their platform, I could see some shit like that happening.
Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why. Because they probably seen the success of Spider-Man. Them niggas is probably fuck that.
Oh, yeah, you're fucking right about that.
I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I'm still hearing like people talk about how Rockstar are going to be at the I don't think much of this, but Rockstar are going to be at the reveal event for PlayStation or at an event of PlayStations to talk about Grand Theft Auto 6 or whatever they're working on. Like, I don't see that happening because Rockstar don't normally go to conferences. They normally do their own thing on their own time. But like, if that was to happen, I'd be pretty cool with that.
They're working on that new game they've been working on for the PlayStation 5.
What game?
With the Western, the medieval game, yeah.
Yeah, they've been working on.
You said Rockstar?
Yeah. They're working on the game for the PlayStation 5. Medieval.
Yeah, this medieval game that they've been working on for years.
Look, I'm gonna say something controversial. Fuck Rockstar. I'm tired of them. They take forever, right? And I've been a little bit disappointed with some of their last games. Everybody else loves it. Look, Grand Theft Auto 5 was good. It could have been a lot better. Red Dead Redemption 2 was good, but it could have been a lot better. All I'm saying is these motherfuckers better take advantage of the hardware. No more cross-generation games for Rockstar.
They will take advantage of the hardware in the sense of like visuals, right? And all that. What I always say about Rockstar is their gameplay elements. Like, again, we all saw and played, like obviously GTA 5 and also Red Dead Redemption 2. Their mechanics are very much like they are out of fucking date. Like the shooting mechanics, like they are sluggish. They are fucking just stuck. That's all they need to fix in their games. They can narrow that shit down. I feel like Rockstar could be like again. They're a good studio already, but they could be better, man. Like.
Yes, Midnight Club was a very good game. I agree with you on that one. Bring back Midnight Club.
I heard supposed to be showing a Batman. They be supposed to be showing a Batman somewhere. Pretty soon.
I mean, listen, man, isn't GTA 5 is still in the top 10 list every freaking month?
Who keeps buying this shit? That's what I want to know, man.
I don't know, bro.
Yeah, that's like Mario Kart. I'm sitting here like, how the hell is Mario Kart still up there at $60 and that shit ain't never dropping?
Yo, but these games sell more than the amount of people that have the consoles. That's what I don't understand. Like, way more.
Yeah, that's PS3 and PlayStation. PS3 and Xbox 360 as well as the new generation consoles, isn't it?
But it's like top 10 MPD, like every month.
I know.
Yeah, I mean, who don't have the game yet?
Is it just them purchasing it themselves just to keep the stock holders happy? I don't know, man. Like, I'm just getting paranoid.
I'm surprised they ain't put the GTA on Nintendo yet.
Hell yeah, I'm agreeing with you on that. They put Saints Row on here, but
I'm surprised they ain't put GTA on that yet. Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
We have a super chat.
Okay,
from
Frostbite. Rockstar still owes Sony a PS exclusive all the way back from the cancellation of the game Agent. Yes, the fuck they do. They owe.
Wait, no, but they didn't they not pay that off with the bundle GTA 5 as well as the headset they did on the PS3?
Oh, did that count?
I don't know, man. Did it count?
That as well as the DLC that they gave us for Red Dead Redemption, as well as the marketing that they gave PlayStation. Like they did give a lot. It could have been converted to that. I don't know.
Remember Jack Tran said he didn't even know what the issue was.
But like they could have sorted inside out.
They might have that clip, man. Jack Tran said something tongue-in-cheek about it. He's like, well, we were supposed to get a game, but we don't know what's up with that now.
Yeah, that's like Bioshock coming to the PSVR. That never happened, though.
Oh, dude, I was so mad about that. That was one of the first third-party games announced, too.
Hey, yeah. Sam, what's up with the fucking donation, bro? I added it, and it's connected.
I'm actually.
I mean, I see it.
Yeah, but is it connected to Twitch or is it connected to YouTube? Because Streamlab, bro, they love Twitch, both. Bro. They do not really show a lot of favor for YouTube. Like.
Yeah, no, but when you get the donos, I see them on the chat, so it's working.
Yeah.
No, I see the fucking super chat. I don't see the donation bar thing moving.
Yeah, I know. No,
Everything looks different now. It's back to 0.
No, I moved it to 0.
Okay.
Because I put the number up there manually, but it hasn't moved up. So I don't know how that fucking shit works.
Fuck it, we'll figure it out. Worst comes to worst, you can just update it manually.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. Guys, we about to get up out of here. Watch some other people's podcasts, see what's going on. But look.
Hey, Stardust. 2
fucking weeks until we're basically in February, bro. This year about to go by real fast if you don't look at it.
Yep. I have next week is Tokyo Mirage Sessions and an amiibo I'm getting. Next month is Snack World and Railway Empire.
There you go. Back catalog, and then I got fucking Final Fantasy in March because that's all I'm getting. Like I'm not getting anything else except.
Oh, goody me.
Huh?
My dude just downloaded. I'll be playing that in a bit then.
Yeah.
So, Bunny, I'm asking you a question. You think it's true about the Pro coming out? The Nintendo Switch Pro coming out?
They're talking. A lot of people are buzzed about it coming out later in the year. They're talking about like the last estimate I heard, or rumor I heard, was dropping somewhere in late summer.
If that's the case, I'll get a Pro over the normal Switch.
Yeah, I would if it was me and I was looking at getting a Switch. With the drop of the Switch Lite last year and all the rumors ramping up too much, I would just wait and see what's coming out. But they're up here talking. The last rumor I heard is talking about it's going to be it's not going to have detachable Joy-Cons. It's going to be one unit. where
Okay.
it's still portable, but you'll be able to dock it.
Okay,
But,
it's just the Joy-Cons.
Yeah, but it's supposed to be a bigger a more powerful CPU.
I wouldn't mind that. I mean,
Yeah,
for me, anyway.
they're talking about different things about it, but like I said, I'm waiting to see. Right now, my main focus is to see if they're going to come out with a special edition for Animal Crossing in March.
Oh yeah,
But I need to find that. I need to find that out ASAP so I can start paying it off if they do.
Nintendo will go. I mean, I expect Nintendo in the next these next few years or 2 years, like the games like Metroid, Breath of the Wild 2, as well as Bayonetta 3. Like like I'm hoping those games are going to be having dates.
I'm expecting one of those 3 to drop this year.
Look, I wanted to say, talk about something before we really get off.
Avengers got bought by 10.
Where the fuck is Avengers? Where's the hype behind that? Where's the beta that's supposed to be exclusive for PlayStation? Like, what the fuck is going on with Avengers?
Well, you're getting Avengers, Jay. You're getting it day one. I don't know why you're worried about it.
Oh, I'm not getting it day one.
That game's getting delayed.
No, I'm not buying that day one.
I'm not hearing nothing from that game. Like, I feel like that game's going to get delayed by like a month or 2.
When's the beta supposed to drop?
There's no set date.
No?
They ain't say no date, but they say in 2020 it's supposed to be having.
I want to get that game, but there's just nothing behind it. Like I liked the gameplay that they showed us last year, but like it was just like I need to see more of that game, and I just haven't. Like a lot of people that had seen it and played it have been very happy with what they've seen. But, like I need to see a little bit more from that game, and like just. Because it's like an Avengers game, you would expect it to have like a lot of coverage, but it just hasn't. It's been very.
It's funny, just from what I've seen and read, there's way more hype and positivity for the Iron Man VR than there is for that game.
Yeah, that's fucked up,
and
bro.
by a lot too.
Look, I tell you right now, bro. Look, anybody can tell me I'm wrong, but you can't fucking tell me I'm wrong when you look at them fucking sales numbers. An exclusive will always have more hype and sometimes sell better, bro. Even if it's in the same bracket like superhero games, Spider-Man versus all of the fucking Batmans. Like, I'm just serious, bro. Sometimes it's like that. It might not be like that all the time, but more and more recently, it seems like a game that's exclusive is just going to outdo a multi-platform.
It's a combination, man. It's a combination of multiple things, man, when that happens, man.
Fucking Mario and Smash Brothers outsell fucking Tekken. I mean, like, what is it, Tekken 7 got outsold by Smash Brothers and all of the other fucking fighting games? Like, bro, it's like that sometimes.
What's cool again? Did you mention about, obviously, what's her name? Fuck.
The lady they hired?
Yeah, the lady they hired.
We fucking forgot, but we could talk about it real quick because I don't really know a lot about her. So
just as simple as what I just said, man. She's a part of the market. She was a part of the marketing team of the Xbox for the past few years, and again, it's like she's done good things for it. Like she's done good things for them, to sort of bring them up to a certain degree. But like seeing her come in and be like, I want to sort of. It's a good pickup, basically. I do feel like that's a good pickup. That's the way you see on it. See how it plays out.
Jay, let me ask you something. Jay, if Batman becomes a PlayStation exclusive, do you think it will be a bigger hit?
Yep.
There you go, Veronica Rogers. That's her name.
Yes, I fucking do. If Batman becomes a PlayStation exclusive, it will be a bigger hit because you got more skill on deck.
I mean, I'm still surprised.
You don't have to fucking divide yourself, man.
I forgot that we are getting Final Fantasy VII for a whole fucking year. I forgot all about that.
That's a big thing right there. Even before Last of Us, before Ghost of Tsushima, Final Fantasy being exclusive to PlayStation for a whole year, that's a big deal. That's why I can see Batman having some 1 year exclusivity deal. I could see that happening. Might not be a permanent exclusive, but it would be a launch exclusive. That might be possible, man.
It might be showing it in February with the tour. You're supposed to be showing it. Game.
Yeah, there you go. She's senior vice president of business operations. That's what she's doing. Just went to.
It's like it's a lot of this shit. The rumors you talked about that hire. We got that announcement this week, if I'm not mistaken.
I mean, she's been a part of Dell. I remember, yeah, she was a part of Dell and then Xbox. Like, she's got some history on her, man. So like, she knows what she's doing, which I appreciate and I'm happy about. You know, because again, you know, a lot because I'm currently watching the 2014 conference of E3 for PlayStation, and just seeing, you know, Jack Trenton, Andrew House, Adam Boyes, and like, you know, Shuhei in his old role. It's crazy to look at it now, and obviously Sean Layden as well, and just see again, like they did this with the PS3. They've shifted so many people around, but like it's not in a bad way. Like Herman, I like the fact that he's now in Shuhei's role, and Shuhei's in the indie sort of category role, because that's where Shuhei would be good at. Like, you know, he's very good at what he, you know, because him and Adam Boyes, they always would.
So
you know,
they want the tall, good-looking guy in front of the camera more. It makes sense.
Yeah, bro. Like, I'm looking forward, man. Like, to seeing what's good. Like, whenever E3 happens, I look forward to seeing who's going to be on stage. So I don't see Jim Ryan being on stage. I'm just sorry. That motherfucker better not be on stage, because I just don't see him as a stage presence.
It's up to him to prove you wrong, man.
But, hey, you can try.
But that lady they hired, are we going to see her on stage, or that's more behind the scenes stuff?
No. That's behind, yeah, that's behind, man.
Gotcha.
Well,
Okay.
I can see Herman, I can see Shuhei, I can see, what's his name? Scott Rhodes? He could be one.
Yeah, we need to see more of him, man.
Yeah.
That guy's been with them forever, too.
Yeah. So Frostbite just just put in the super chat saying there's already Xbox fans damage control in the Final Fantasy remake on Twitter, saying they don't mind waiting a year so they can play it in 4K 120 frames per second.
Oh, God.
They're not going to buy it anyway, so who cares?
Bro,
Like,
okay,
yeah, exactly.
you know what?
You're not going to buy it.
This is another topic I wanted to
Dumbasses.
talk about. Shit, since we're still here, let's talk about it. The enhancements that we're going to get with the PS5 for the games that are already existing. That's something you should really think about. There's no way that we're going to be able to play these games from the PS4 and the PS5 and they not have any type of enhancements.
They didn't confirm it though. They never confirmed that though. It's gonna go to the PS5.
Yeah.
Has it been confirmed?
No. Listen. Hear me out. Hear me out. Backwards compatibility. Playable on PS5 with enhancements. Remember how we play these games on PS4 Pro and they're a little bit enhanced? That's what I'm talking about, J-Love. I'm not saying that they're cross-gen. I'm saying we know that we're going to have backwards compatibility. We're going to be able to play everything that's released already so far on the PS4. I'm just wondering what the enhancements will be because of what Frostbite said. Like, they might be native. It might be native 4K, 60 frames per second, no dips because of the power of the PS5.
I can see loading times and frames being an upgrade. That's it.
Yeah, that's what I'm about to say to Jay.
No, they need to port that to the Switch if they can, because that's where it's going to sell, not on the Xbox.
What? Which one? Which one, Sam?
Final Fantasy 7 Remake.
Yeah, most definitely.
That would do so much numbers on the Switch.
I feel like it's got to be down to. I feel like the only way I see some of these enhancements happening is like through just loading times and just like frames. I don't see them putting emphasis on like 4K and stuff like that.
We were talking about this yesterday, man. About Bloodborne, drive clip 60 FPS. That's what I want confirmation. Like how enhanced.
Yeah, bro. Like that's what I'm saying. Bloodborne. If they go on stage and say, "Hey, games like Bloodborne, games like this that you played years ago, if you play them on the PS5, they will be enhanced." That's all I'm asking for, bro. You know how big of an announcement that will be? It might be simple to some people. That's a huge announcement.
I feel like the whole backwards compatibility thing, like one of the things that I'm looking forward to, that I'm hoping they're going to be talking about, is like, obviously last year I dabbled with Game Pass with Gears of War 5, and I also played like Devil May Cry 5 and some others like Halo collection, shit like that. And I looked at PS Now, and obviously over the course of those months, PS Now got better, like with their games. And seeing that happen, I hope, and I would like to see PlayStation, like, sort of, like, redo PS Now in the sense of, like Game Pass, but not the whole day and date shit. Like, they leave that shit out of the way. They encourage people and entice people to get PS Now in the sense of, here is PS Plus with PS Now for, I don't know, like $70 or like $80.
Mm-hmm.
I want that. I do want them to kind of look like rebrand. First of all, rebrand PS Now. Don't call it PS Now. Call it PS something else, and then do something similar to Game Pass. But just don't do the whole day and date thing with your exclusives. Because again, they already know this. They already know this. They know that they don't have to do this. And there's no people that say this.
They already took out God of War and these other games, right? So what's the reaction?
Yeah,
to that?
exactly. Yeah, and they put in Lost Legacy and Horizon, haven't they?
They have Lost Legacy in there? Hold on, Adam, they have Lost Legacy?
Mm-hmm.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, they're teasing them, J-Love. They're just like, here, you can play these for a short while, but if you want to play them as long as you want, you got to actually buy our hardware. It's pretty smart.
I thought that's how backwards compatibility. I thought that's how that would work for PS1, 2, and 3 games. If that rumor is to be true, that's how I see them going with through that. Because I don't see people buying a PS1 or 2 or 3 game and putting their PS5. I just don't see that. It's got to be via that with the backwards compatibility. I mean, hell, I looked on the store the other day. I forgot they had Red Faction 1 and 2. They have, I looked on PS Now, they've got Dead Space 3, but they haven't got 1 and 2. If they had 1 and 2, I would fucking love that.
They got Silent Hill 2 and 3, but they're missing one, so they got a couple more issues with titles like that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
look,
that's a big win. We know people are still 5 years later playing Bloodborne like it just fucking came out. They announced that they got the up. See, this is the thing that would drag PC fans over, right? They've been bragging to me for years now. At least if they put it on PC, we can get 60 frames. If they announce that Bloodborne has a 60 frames per second update in the work for the PS5 when it launches, people will get back on Bloodborne even if they platinum the fucking game to play it at 60 frames.
Yeah.
Bro, that right there, that little thing is big to a lot of people. Man, these are the type of updates, these are the type of advancements that I hope to see. There are a lot of games that came out in the last 4 years that we know pushes the power of the PS4. Those games should be the ones that get upgraded first.
But guess what, Jay? You could get Bloodborne 60 FPS on the Pro. I think you can get on the Pro.
You could, but they didn't do it. They not that's my problem, J Love. They never gave certain games didn't get a Pro update, and Bloodborne was one of those games, and I still don't know why. It never got a Pro update, but it needed one badly. Yup, that was one of the games that needed a Pro update. It don't got HDR, nothing. It's such a great game, but it didn't get supported, bro. That's why sometimes I tell you exclusives are so important because they can just let the fucking first party know, hey, make sure this shit is prioritized for the Pro. Like when you're working with a third party developer, they can tell you no, or they can say, hey, I don't want that.
Yeah, they can blow you off.
Exactly. Look at Death Stranding. Death Stranding doesn't have a photo mode. I spent probably over 100 hours on that game. I would have spent an additional 100 hours if they had photo mode, but they didn't put it in. And Kojima looking like he working on the next project. They ready to ship it on a PC this summer. They not even looking back at Death Stranding. No updates have been announced so far that I know. So they're never getting a fucking photo mode.
You're right, Jay.
It needs one. You see what I'm saying? But if it was a first party exclusive, photo mode would be in there day one. No ifs, ands, or buts. You know? Yeah. So I need them to get with the program with the PS5. Some of these games needed upgrades for Pro. There's no reason why these games shouldn't get upgrades for the 5.
Could you tweet that he was working on his next concept during New Year's, New Year's wasn't it, or Christmas? I'm like, damn man, celebrate your New Year's and Christmas. Like, nah, fuck this. I'm working on a new concept. I'm like, damn, alright. Keep it going, bro. I'm right with that. Yeah. Dude, that's why I said fucking Peace Walker's my game of the decade, man. I mean, obviously, I like Last of Us.
All I'm gonna say, bro, whatever his next project is, it should be a certified PlayStation 5 only exclusive. No chance of going to the PC. Fuck that.
Again, this is the sort of news that we want to see happen.
Is that his next project? It'll be PS5? That'll be nice.
Because we saw, this week? Someone said that there's going to be a studio acquisitions coming soon. We all know PlayStation are going to acquire a studio. We just don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Order 1886 needs a sequel, and it needs a PS4, PS5 Pro.
Thing, though, like you got Red Dead Dawn.
I was thinking the same shit.
That game gonna look good on the PS5, bro. I would go back and play a lot of these games on the PS5.
You got a lot of studios that could be bought by PlayStation.
I said the same shit Jay just said. What Jay just said, I was thinking the same shit.
What's that?
Same thing. Just about the Order 1886.
Yeah.
The same shit, man.
I mean, again, with the Order 886, right? Everyone said it, right? It's not. It wasn't. Let's be honest. It wasn't a great game. We all saw it had potential.
If they announce
we've all played the Order, man. Like that game, right? It had some funky shit to it, but the thing is, right? It was their first game going from a PS again because that studio Red Dead Dawn made two of the best God of War games on PSP.
Adam, did you see their guns in the Order? Do you see that fucking?
Yeah. Listen. That
shit is crazy, man. That shit is crazy.
Here's the thing, right? When it comes to the Order, right, the guns and everything like that, right, were really good. The thing is, it was a sense of the gameplay, right, the environments, stuff like that. How you games that go a bit further on like those sort of things, they tend to try and they tend to make those things first and then make the levels and the design of the game around that. Kind of like God of War, right? When you play God of War and you get the Leviathan Axe and then the Blades of Chaos, right? There's different enemies, in which you can use those weapons for. It's also a sense of how you can chain those two weapons together. And I look at the Order, their guns are. There are so many of those guns where I'm like, there was a point where you're going towards Blackwater, right? The hospital in Blackwater, I think it was that. And I'm like, I live in London. Like, I would love to have seen that chasing with the Lycan go through Trafalgar Square. And you're just gunning all these these rebellions that are trying, or these people that are trying to stop you from killing the Lycan or find out what this thing is. And I'm like, dude, London is not a small place. It doesn't have to be narrow alleyways and fucking congested fucking levels. It could be like really fucking open. And like, I saw a lot of potential in Order after I think the ending for me, that's the thing that gave me potential.
I think
that could do a lot.
I think they need to add an Uncharted element to the Order. The way how Uncharted is it just needs to be something like that, man.
Like a semi-open
developers capable of that.
Yeah,
like semi-open world sort of thing.
That, man. It's over. It's over. That game is fucking diamond.
Yeah. I mean, listen. There have been loads of studios like Red Dead Dawn that have come out with like a very rough first game, but like you give them another game or like another two, they will improve. And like I feel the same thing goes with a Ben's studio with Days Gone. Like that game was good, but it wasn't perfect. But I can see them improving that game and their studio just in general. Like,
well, they got another go though, Adam. Ben's studio got another go at they got another go at the what you call it, a conclusion, a part 2.
That's what I've been hearing, that they got the go ahead that they could do.
Yeah, they have, because again, like Days Gone was their best exclusive last year.
Yeah.
I
still want to see the sales numbers, but I know we're not gonna see them. Fuck.
Well, it was that. Well, they said it was over. The dude tweeted said it was over 3 million.
That's good.
Yeah, that was when Resident Evil came out. It was like more than Resident Evil, or more than a certain game.
Yeah, the dude tweeted that.
Yeah, more than that.
Yeah, the dude tweeted it was over 3 million. That's what the dude tweeted. That's what he said. Yo, that shit look like it was over 3.
I feel like that game, Days Gone, must be at least over 5 million on sales.
So? Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I mean the whole year. It came out in the beginning of the year. Yeah, I could see that shit being over 5 million.
Yeah.
Fucking crazy.
Yeah, that was at the beginning of the year when they were talking about
that.
Yeah. So I guess let me go look at the calendar for some of these speculations. So we're gonna be in the week of the 13th to the 17th, and that'd be 13th is
I'm not
tomorrow.
so much into the whole number situation of their games, like PlayStation games. Like, if they sell well, that's always a great thing because like they're gonna basically be able to make another game off of that. But like, you know, I feel like the main priority for me always when it comes to PlayStation games is if these studios get a good reaction from fan bases, like Days Gone did. Like, even though like it was glitchy, some people were, you know, bitching about certain things. You know, same thing with Order, right? Everyone knows that game. There's problems with that game, but overall, people want to see another Order. It's like if they see that sort of like friction for like them, that's all I need to know. Like, because I know Sony will keep that going.
Adam, the Order got so much potential, man, to be great, to be great, to be fucking great, man.
The thing is,
I'm about to bang my head on the wall and commit suicide, man.
No, like,
I'm telling you.
Here's the thing, right? Obviously, we're talking about Ben Studio. We're talking about Ben Studio and Ready at Dawn, right? Both studios went on to make PSP, PS Vita games, right? Ben Studio made one of my favorite PS Vita games, which is Uncharted Golden Abyss. I love that fucking game. That was a great fucking game, but most people might not have played. Then with Ready at Dawn, they made two of the best God of War PSP games. Wasn't the that and those two God of War PSP games, right? I would say that they were when the original trilogy was out, they were like around the aspects of being some of the best God of War games before 2018 came out. Like, both those studios did real good work on the PSP, like the handheld systems. So, like, you know, PlayStation saw that potential. Like, you know what? We're gonna give you a console project. Let's do it. And like, they're gonna do it, man. Like, obviously, I don't know about Ready at Dawn, but Ben Studio, they've already been doing it.
Adam, I wanted to float a theory, right? If February 12th is not the reveal, because I want to make sure we can. There were some inconsistencies with this. February 12th is, from what people are saying, is around Super Bowl, but Super Bowl is on a Sunday, always on a Sunday. It's not going to be in the middle of the week. So if they reveal the PS5 in the middle of the week, I don't see a damn thing wrong. I don't know why people keep saying, hey, it's the Super Bowl.
So again, man, the dates. So the dates that everyone's saying, right?
Jay, you're not gonna do that shit. Man.
So the February, so basically the dates that I've been seeing, right? Because again, this is the reason why I didn't hunker down on a specific date. Is the 5th of February, the 9th of February, and then the 12th of February. People that are saying the 5th and the 9th of February are basing it off the fact that PS5 5th of February.
Okay, look, hold on. You're on the right track. Forget it. The Super Bowl is the 2nd of fucking February.
Yeah,
so it's no way how. Look, somebody, I think it was an Xbox fan that told me this shit on Twitter.
Why does I have to ask? Why would this affect a console?
That's what I'm. Look, an Xbox fan told me this on Twitter that it's no way that could happen because Super Bowl, and the Super Bowl is 10 days before this rumored reveal. So what the fuck?
I mean, what?
Jay, let me tell you why that's not gonna happen though, Jay. Let me tell you, you got The Last of Us, and you got Ghost of Tsushima. I don't think that's gonna happen, yo.
I can see again, like
I don't see that happen.
Wait up, Adam. What are you talking about, J Love? What don't you see happening?
No, because you talking about the release of PS5, right? Or announcement?
No. We're talking about the reveal. We're not talking about the release. We're talking about the reveal. There was an Xbox fan. Hold on, J Love. There was an Xbox fan that said that the Super Bowl would affect the reveal of the 12th, right? And I just looked it up on Google. The Super Bowl is Sunday the 2nd. The reveal is the week after that on the 12th, in the middle of the week. So the Xbox fan that told me that information was completely wrong because he probably didn't know when the Super Bowl was. The Super Bowl is before the reveal.
Oh, okay. I see what you said.
So Sony's still in the clear.
I'll tell you what, though, Jay.
Sony's still in the clear to do this.
If you were to reply to that guy saying, what if like PlayStation put out an advert for the PS5 on the Super Bowl, that would shut him up, wouldn't it?
Oh.
Or if Xbox did that.
Oh well, you know, Xbox
again,
gonna try to pay for that.
Again, the Super Bowl is used for you. Obviously, the game matters, of course, yes. But the thing that everyone likes watching the Super Bowl for is those fucking adverts. For films, for games, and I can see Sony and Xbox, and even Nintendo, buying some sort of space around that time to advertise a certain game. But based on the reveal event, Super Bowl will not. It's like you mentioned something yesterday about it was like certain games coming out at that time, and will it affect this and that? No, because again, if you're going to reveal a fucking PlayStation or you're going to have a reveal event for the Xbox, do you not think that that's going to involve enough traction to be swayed by one fucking thing? No,
exactly.
People will watch.
Look, bro, when it comes to the Xbox fans, they hope that any and everything will hurt Sony. That's their whole MO, bro.
I don't think anybody doing a gaming conference would buy 30 seconds of time at the Super Bowl. It's like $5 million for 30 seconds.
And
damn, that's a lot of fucking money.
It's like 5.3 million, almost 5.3 million to buy a 30-second slot.
Plus nobody. You don't think that's
if they do a teaser, right? If they do a teaser, Snow Bunny, with the PS5 and then underneath a date, that's enough for just a couple seconds. That's enough.
I'm not. Yeah, but Jay. What I said about that, I'm again that's me being sarcastic on that notion. I'm just being sarcastic I'm just humanizing you and the idiot that whoever said that about the Super Bowl.
Yeah, can I say something real quick? Everybody gonna be watching the Super Bowl anyway because they don't got their teams on the Super Bowl.
Yeah, so I know. Me personally, I will not be watching it, bro. The Ravens aren't in there.
Most people watch the Super Bowl for fucking adverts.
Yeah, man. That's all I give a fuck about. And the adverts last year, they sucked, bro. The adverts really sucked last year. So I think I can do fine without watching the Super Bowl. I'm pretty sure I can live without it.
Normally, what do you have? Food, you have insurance,
food, and those heartstring advertisements to try and make you cry, stupid shit like that. Movie advertisements, maybe a Marvel or a superhero movie advertisement we didn't know about.
You have the Fast and Furious, weren't you? Because Fast and Furious are releasing a trailer soon.
About that dumb shit.
Was it that Mobius film, that Spider-Man film, Mobius?
Yeah.
That's getting a trailer next week. Presumably.
Yep.
The vampire? Oh, nice.
Yeah, the vampire film. Yeah. Jared Leto. Yeah.
You got what vampire film?
You got Christopher Nolan's new film, Tenet, which probably get another trailer or TV spot.
Wait a minute. What vampire film?
It's a vampire film from Spider-Man. You remember Morbius from the animated series, The Living Vampire?
Jared,
he's supposed to be getting his own movie spinoff.
Yeah.
Ooh, I might watch it just because it's dealing with vampires.
So
I think.
Can I ask you a question, Bunny?
What's up?
You watch True Blood?
Yeah, True Blood was the shit. I love that. That shit.
I never saw how it ended.
I even read some of the comic books.
It ended with what was it? Matt Booty. Matt Booty came out and threw an Xbox at a vampire, and then that vampire exploded.
God's sake.
Yeah, right now, I am so close to buying Marvel Avengers Ultimate Alliance 3 for the Switch because the DLC included a vampire pack that had, I think Mobius is in it, and I know Blade is in it. Mm-hmm. And then they just released a pack that got Gambit in it, so I'm sitting here I might have to buy that game.
That's too much to pass up.
So, bro, Gambit is a fucking amazing X-Men. Look.
Yeah, he's my favorite. Yeah, bro. He's underrated.
Yeah, underrated. Fucking legendary X-Men, man. His powers are just... look, all I'm going to say, I got my games ready that I want to get for the Switch, and that's on my list. That and Smash Brothers and Mario Odyssey are on my list.
I've got my list of games this year, and then I'll get that PS5 now.
I'm getting Zelda and Pokemon. That's all I'm getting.
Oh, well, see, when I got my Switch, I was just sitting there okay, I'm going to get Skyrim, and I was going to get Pokemon, and then all of a sudden it just snowballed to all this shit started coming out, and I was like, God damn it.
Can I ask a question real quick?
I can actually see Naughty Dog actually unveiling their thing.
Yo, can I ask a question real quick?
Oh yeah, that's Yella. Yeah.
What's going on, yo? Did you watch Buffy the Vampire Slayer?
Oh fuck
Yep.
yes, I did. Yeah, that was the shit.
Yeah.
I watched Angel the spinoff.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I watched Angel. Yeah.
Vampire in Brooklyn.
Yep.
All right, and then I'll let it be from that. But the Almighty Grail, the Lost Boys.
I mean, the
Lost
only
Boys,
thing.
yeah.
Oh yeah, of course. The only thing from Vampire that's vampire related I did not watch is Twilight, and the only reason is because I read the novels. I read all the books. The books were awesome. The only thing I can't jive with is the guy who they have playing Edward does not match the guy that they have playing how Edward is portrayed in the novels.
You mean Ron Patterson?
Yeah, the wrong actor does not, because if you read the novels, Edward was a vampire who was created during the turn of the Victorian era because everybody was dying from influenza. And his parents.
I feel like the Twilight films really fucked with Robert Pattinson's career in the beginning, man. Because that guy is actually really good. Like, the films he did after Twilight, he's done some really good shit.
Well, he was good in Harry Potter. He was in Harry Potter.
He was.
So, like I said, I have not watched Twilight series mainly because I read the entire book series and most of the spin-offs from the book, and they were awesome, but the characters that they picked to portray the characters from the book don't mesh.
What's her name? Kristen Stewart does in that film. She just stares all the time with that weird paley face. I'm like, fucking hell.
How's that lady still keep getting roles?
Bro, she got this new movie. Did y'all see the trailer? They're trying to hype it up.
Underworld or Water?
Yeah, it's like, I love water, and I still won't watch that shit. Like,
what's going again? What's
going on, Rome Rush? Talking about Matt Booty, the end of Xbox.
I see a couple people. Some people are bringing up the San Diego studio, working on maybe obviously the rumored Uncharted, another Uncharted game with obviously some of the Naughty Dog people.
Ooh.
Like I want to bring this up when I was talking about studios earlier on, man. Because listen, because of what they did in 2016. It's not in the realm of possibility that Naughty Dog could reveal their next IP this year.
It's a possibility because it takes them at least 3 to 4 years, and that would put it right during the next PlayStation.
In 2016, they released Uncharted 4, and then at PSX, right, they revealed Lost Legacy at the beginning of the show. At the end of the show, Last of Us Part 2. There is a massive fucking possibility that I can see them doing something like that, where they release thingy, they talk about the multiplayer of Last of Us, and then they have a little bit of a teaser for their next IP game, which is not going to be Uncharted. They're moving on from that, but that will be. I feel like maybe San Diego's. That's the rumor they're working on that, but San Diego could be working on something completely different. So yeah, these are sort of things that again a lot of people already have focus on. It's kind of like the Blue Point with Demon Souls, but again, a lot of these things could be like a side note. Like they could be majorly like off-putting, where like when we get to see these games, it's not what we expect. Kind of like with Insomniac and Spider-Man. Everyone thought it was Sucker Punch. Turns out it was Insomniac, and everyone was thrown off by that. So like, yeah, like I'm looking for whenever this reveal event happens, or whenever E3 comes around, I'm looking forward to seeing what they're going to be showing. But I'm also just looking forward to the games that come down in this coming month.
We're getting another. My theory was that on the 12th of February we get a state of play. But again, do you think we're getting any more state of plays?
We will this year, but I just don't know if because this is what I'm talking about with PlayStation, right? These past few years, they've sort of been. So they know what they have left in the tank, right? And they've sort of just been they've been supplementing themselves for these past few years, trying to slow themselves down, manage the things that they've got left. And seeing this being the next generation, they've been saving up for this point in time. And as we all know, state of plays have gotten better over the course of time. And they've been learning about how they could improve them, making them like the Nintendo Directs. Because again, Nintendo Directs, when they first begun, they weren't good. They were bad.
They were garbage.
Looking at them now, though, they've majorly improved, and PlayStation will be the exact same. They will be massive improvements, and especially with the content that they'll be getting the next few years now. Because again, next generational systems, their studios will be making those sort of games that people are liking to and want to hear about and see, and also, some of the third-party people will be wanting to talk about things. And then also, PSVR 2, and again, like Big Money was talking about earlier on, man, like, I agree with them the aspect that E3, or doing something around E3 time, but not being at E3, they've got to keep doing, right? Because again, it's a perfect time to be doing it, like, in the year. But then, like, stuff like TGS is okay, because that's primarily about Japanese studios and Japanese, just the Japanese market of PlayStation. And then maybe at the end of the year, you do like a PSX, or you do something with Game Awards, and that's it. That's all you need. You don't need to do something like a conference at Gamescom or like Paris Games Week. Because that's what they used to do. They used to prioritize these sort of things. So at E3, you have the American-based studios. Then in Gamescom and Paris Games Week, you have European. Then at TGS, you have the Japanese and even China stuff, like Chinese studios. And then obviously, you have the thing at the end if you have anything left. So again, there's like a lot of I know a lot of people like to rumor share and talk about like stuff that has yet to be confirmed. And like again, I'm like I said at the beginning, I try to choose what I'm talking about, because normally when I see stuff on Twitter, it tends to be just noise. So yeah.
Okay, I got an odd question for everybody. Has anybody heard about the sales of the Switch in China? No. Anybody seen any? Because it launched last month, so I'm wondering what the sales numbers is for China.
Who made that possible? Was that Tencent that made that possible, wasn't it?
Tencent and Nintendo have a deal together, and Tencent is releasing the Nintendo Switch in China as a partnership. So I'm wondering what the sales was looking like, because they
well, if they pass the Xbox, you're looking at sales in the millions. Because
they gotta be higher, you'd assume.
No, I'm just saying it should definitely be in the millions, because they just launched it a month ago.
Well, yeah, exactly. And plus, remember what happened last year with the bullshit outrage with the guy bashing his PlayStation. Remember?
Yeah, the guy bashes PlayStation because of the fake
Nintendo. They're Nintendo fans, so like I would say it's got to be a fair number. Certainly. I haven't heard anything though.
Oh, and the Chinese, and they're saying the cartridges, because the Switch is region free. So I can order a cartridge that's a Japanese cartridge and play it on my American Switch. Oh, okay. They're saying in China the Chinese cartridges are only for China.
So they're region locked.
They kind of make sense.
China. They can use them outside. The ones that's from outside of China, the people in China can use, but they just cannot connect to any of the online features. But the cartridges sold in China can't be used anywhere else.
That's stupid.
No, that's China.
Yo, so sad, fuck off.
That's China. China has very, very strict rules about what their people can see, listen to, view, monitor. Like they're all they're not connected to the same internet like we're connected to.
Yeah.
Because of the way their country is. So the fact that only their cartridges is only going to be able to be used in China, that's not surprising to me. And the fact that they can't connect online, that's not surprising to me.
I mean, the thing is with Tencent, Tencent, like, if you look at their, that company, man, they've got their fingers in so much fucking stuff. In stock, like, so many, they got their fingers in so many bits of stock. Like, they've got stuff in, like, Activision, EA, now Platinum, that aspect as well. Like, when I heard about that, Tencent being the ones to bring the Switch into China, I was like, I thought China already had the Switch, but no, they didn't.
No. China has very strict rules about all consoles. Like, they recently, like, within this generation, they just lifted the ban where outside manufacturers can bring their consoles in. That's the reason Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo have been all into trying to get into China, because China has one of the biggest gaming markets in the world.
Yeah, but China's blocking that. China's not letting them game companies come in with their consoles like that.
That's the reason. The way it works is the companies has to work with one of the Chinese companies. That's the reason Nintendo is under Tencent in China.
Yeah.
Because it's a Chinese company that's partnering with Nintendo to bring the Switch into China. So yeah, that's what's going on. So right now, I'm curious. They're saying they're going to release it in the end of this month. Their sales, Nintendo will. So I'm wondering how much of their sales is in China, and the Switch is probably going to take off in China because they also do a lot of mobile gaming.
But Snow Bunny, China doesn't like outside influences. You know that, right?
Yeah, that's the reason. Until this generation, the laws prevented it from happening.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so and like the games that, like, you know how we have all the games that's coming out here, around the world. China right now is only allowing very few games after the restrictions. China, before they're allowed to sell the games, China is reviewing every game that is going to be sold on the Switch. So right now, the only game that they have green lighted to be sold is Super Mario Deluxe, Wii U Deluxe. That's the only game right now.
China have got some crazy. I think, isn't there like a law where like they can only have certain people living in certain house, like a certain amount of people living in a certain home. Like they actually, like, if you want to have a kid, you can only have a certain amount of kids.
No, they lifted that ban.
Oh, did they lift that ban? Yeah,
they lifted that ban.
Some laws on them.
Yeah, because it was so much population that back in the day they made it so that every family could only have one child. Well, what that led to was a population of a lot of males. So males outnumber females there.
Yeah,
because people were either aborting the girl fetuses or putting them up for adoption.
Fucking crazy, man.
So now there is an imbalance because people were keeping their sons thinking, okay, our son will be able to work and take care of us when we get old. But it threw off a balance. So yeah, they have lifted that ban.
Yeah, it's crazy. That's the thing. I said this about Microsoft try to tap in, again, how Microsoft will try to tap into the Japanese market for so fucking long, and I mentioned how the way I can see them tapping into that market.
Guys, we gotta keep this chat going, but I'm gonna get something to eat and I'm gonna end this podcast. I want to thank everybody for showing up. Hit that like button before you go. Still 50 people here. Hit the like button and you can leave. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you click that subscribe button. Trust me, I think this week and the week after is going to be pretty big for gaming. So we're gonna keep it locked. Any major developments, we're probably gonna have a quick podcast during the week. I do work this week. I plan on going to work every day this week. And then remember, Martin Luther King Day is the Monday after this, so I'll be off that day. I might do a podcast depending. Again, you don't see me on YouTube. If you want to see some gameplay content, that's going to be streamed on Twitch. Individual videos will come as soon as the graphic designer is done with my new logo and intro. Then I'm going to start posting more videos. But, I know, like I said, I know I've been doing these live streams for a long time without, individual videos. And that's the reason. The graphic designer was supposed to be done 2 weeks ago. Now they pushed it back to this Monday, so let's hope that they're finished so I can put out some of these videos that I know you guys love. Thanks everybody for showing up. Big Money, Adam, Yellow popped in here, Sick Humor, the Messiah, Craig, Boca Loca, Eddie, J Love, I don't know if I said Snow Bunny. Everybody showing up, everybody supporting it. I just thank you guys, man. You guys are awesome. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe before your way out. I'll be seeing you guys on Twitter throughout the night.
Yeah.
And thanks everybody for coming. God bless y'all.
Jay.
Good night.
Have fun.
Jay.
Bye.
Yeah.
I need you, Adam and Sam, to stay in the chat once you go off.
Okay.
Off air.
All right, I'm out of here. And Sam, question for you: why did you pick Son of Sam?
Wait up, that's the wrong button.